The train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
right, sweet.
Oh, that's the skeleton still here. Hang on, let's get him out.
I...
So you ever notice how in like commercials for like pregnancy testing kits and stuff, like they're always happy that it came back positive, like, but it's never like I'm happy it came back negative or anything like that. You know, like I feel like there's over like 50% of the demographic for pregnancy tests is getting kind of neglected there. You know, like I don't know. Like, what do you guys think of that?
Wait, you saying like when they do the test in the commercial, you think it'd be funny or like better if it said like negative and they were like, "Whew."
Yeah, like
and they
that's a
just
relief.
pregnancy test. Don't worry that we can tell you if you are in trouble.
Yeah, or maybe even like go further on the representation thing and be like, let's have some that get one back positive and they're not happy about it.
That would be like a commercial for condoms or something. There's a great commercial that I saw a couple years ago. My college professor, he showed it to us. It was basically this kid screaming in the middle of a supermarket.
Yeah, and he grabs all the.
It was a commercial for condoms.
Yeah, he grabs all the the packets of treats and stuff and just starts slamming on the floor. The kid's also ginger as well, which makes it worse. So like, yeah.
It's such a wonderful commercial.
Oh, it's an excellent commercial. And I love that the message is, this kid shouldn't exist, is the message there. It's not like, oh, he can be redeemed or he can be reformed. No, he just shouldn't exist.
America,
this was a mistake.
They would never play that here. It's like, oh, you're so it's so happy you have a child. Not, fuck.
Yeah.
Again,
that's the real reality of it.
For some people, that's the reality of it. And you know what? I think we should have that representation.
Yeah, don't be a sucker. Be a safe fucker. Wear some Johnnies. Some call them Johnnies.
Don't rope him into that
we can just close
conversation.
The podcast here. We can close the podcast here. That is probably the greatest thing said on the show.
That's really sad. That's really sad.
I'm just sad that
it's a good phrase. I like it.
I'm just sad that the poll came back with more people finding B Theory iconic than the Subway sandwich thing. I think the Subway sandwich thing is way more iconic, in my opinion anyway.
I don't know, B Theory seems like a big deal.
I mean, it was established sooner, but like, the Subway sandwich is just fucking brilliant.
Yep.
I think that's...
Wait, so it's accelerated pop. Why are you watching pregnancy test commercials?
It's not that I'm watching them, it's just I know of them, you know?
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
but why?
If you watch TV or something, then yeah, you're gonna see them at some point.
No, I close my eyes during the commercials.
I mean, sometimes you get them in the targeted ads as well, which is really weird considering I don't fuck, but like...
Confirm.
Targeted ad because you are not able to be pregnant.
Look, not all of us can be fucking Dylan, okay? Not all of us can be a fucking sex god.
I was gonna say, in no way, shape, and form prefer to fuck Dylan. I do not want to.
Oh, just give him a little go. But... Just give him a little go. Just a little bit in.
Sorry, Dylan.
We don't need to talk about this. It's okay.
I think it's better if we just stay friends.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're a great friend. You're one of my buddies.
I don't agree. I wish Frank was a good friend.
Yes.
I mean, Pup, if you want the tip,
Oh gosh.
I mean, I'm always a
this
bit
is conversation.
Tip, you know, what are we thinking?
So 25%? Hey, welcome to Sunset City, the Sonic podcast, the classic and modern age.
Oh, I thought you were both gonna do it together. That would have been cute.
I'm back. I think I've been gone for 2 weeks, right?
I love how it's always a fucking trade. Like, there's always a trade. What? Last week we just had Trey, and now this week there's everyone but Trey. Like,
to be fair, I was in Nevada, with a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos. If you haven't seen it on Discord, you totally should.
The Cool Ranch Doritos.
Was last week the week where I was sick? Was that last week?
Yes, that was last week. You had a hurting pussy.
Okay. I got a sick. I got a little stomach sick. I had to go to the hospital for like a little bit, but it wasn't anything super serious. I just needed fluids.
As per tradition,
dehydration.
As per tradition, it's time to take a quick look at the Twitch. Hey guys! Oh, they're great. They're the fish tank. I can't remember who it was that said that.
Hey, little guys.
The Twitch is just the fish. Can someone get the Twitch up and just see if there's any chats? Because my restream thing isn't loading up the Twitch chats right now.
No, I'm too
We got some people in the chat. We got Ace Trainer Charlie.
Ace Trainer Charlie was the one that said about the fish tank. That name rings a bell.
And then Jack likes pancakes, so we got a few people in chat.
Jack in the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat, MVP.
What color is that one? Can I ask that? Is that allowed?
What?
Well, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Dylan, do you want to do the rest of the introduction?
Yeah, hey, so, how's it going? We have a Patreon.
With who? Who are we? Who are we, Dylan? Who are we?
Oh, sorry. I'm Garrulous64, back for the first time in a few weeks. I'm here with Channel Pup, who is always here every week.
Seems to be
the
the
show
case.
Wouldn't go without Channel Pup.
It could go.
Yeah.
I gotta send you guys the OBS stuff so that if I'm not here, in the event of my don't say like that. It makes it sound like you're not gonna bother.
My death. Well, I mean, in the event of your April Fool's death again next year,
that we could run. I find it adorable that you think we could run the show properly.
You could. You're literally a streamer.
Yeah, just not a good streamer. Come on.
So lazy, Pup.
Oh, so it's out of insecurity. Okay, look, if you need me to big you up a little bit, put my hands down there and stuff, put a little lotion on it, then fine. Yeah, like we can do that. Just you know, I just like to think that in the event of my death, you guys can just go on.
I have tech issues every stream I do, so.
I mean, so do I. So don't worry about it.
If you legitimately died, I would carry on the podcast in your memory.
That would actually make me so dead. I'd be dead still. But like, if I weren't dead, I'd be so happy.
That would make me so not any better.
We would have this mural made for you, though.
I still love the fact that in my lifetime, I've had a funeral. And I love the fact, more than that, I love the fact that at the funeral, these words were all said, one after the other, was, remember the time he took a picture of a piece of shit? Special little guy. He once sent me a picture of a rotisserie chicken. Like, I just love the fact that I've had a funeral where that's been said.
Oh gosh, dude, you know what I should have kept? I should have kept the entire recording, because there were some things that I did cut out, but for the most part, everything made it in.
Uncut edition. Release the Dylan cut.
I don't think I don't have it anymore. I don't have the files anymore. But that would have been funny.
I can actually send you guys I should have corrected him. Couldn't, because I was dead. But it wasn't a picture of a piece of shit. It was a video of a piece of shit. And that's going to be in the Pooh cut, which is coming soon. Someday.
Great.
I made a little documentary.
Sure, everyone's looking forward to it.
When the Sunset City gang went to Portland, Oregon, and we found human feces outside the hotel.
Well, wait, people are saying welcome back to me. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Hey, is anyone going to welcome Frank back?
It's fine, it's fine.
I've been gone for several weeks, though.
Yeah, see,
Frank's been gone for several weeks.
Have I?
Oh.
I don't know. Have you?
I think it's only been...
I don't know, I haven't been here. But, yeah, Nimbus is right. I'm back from maternity leave. I'm back. My 2-week quota.
Those pregnancy tests, man.
I sure wish I had had a commercial that made fun of me for it back in the day.
They should. Oh my god, they should have one where you just see someone with tears streaming down their face. It has a slow zoom in of the pregnancy test, and it's positive, and you hear clown music playing like.
You fool! You idiot! In this
idiot,
economy, really?
You fool! What were you thinking? Well, that's that. Terms and conditions? Wait, have you introduced Frank yet?
No, I haven't. We got caught up.
Introduce Frank.
So also we have got to be Frank here.
Yep.
I'll never guess what his true name is.
Back from Vegas. I was going to say Reno, but no, I'm not going to lie to people. I didn't go to Reno. Reno is lame Vegas.
Reno, baby.
I was in Vegas.
Nice. Nice. Vegas. How was Vegas? Did you gamble?
It was very hot. Yeah, I did. I lost like $20, but that's fine. It could have been a lot worse. There was a casino where they were doing like $200,000 giveaways because they were closing soon.
Wow.
And
what?
A couple of people got into fights.
Did you get one? You could have gotten us all a souvenir with it. You could have gotten us a few snow globes.
Would have been great, but people were hogging up the machines. There were no machines that were available because everybody was trying to hit that $200,000 jackpot and didn't know where it was going to be.
Okay, I see. So it was like a big
and some
like a
people
big
were
scavenger
charging
hunt.
Yeah, and some people were charging others like $500 for whatever seat they were in.
Oh my
That was
god,
bullshit.
that's not even worth it if the prize is $200. What are they doing?
No. The prize is 200,000.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you said 200.
So what happened is that there was a casino called the Mirage, and they closed on the 17th permanently. They're going to be rebranded to the Hard Rock Las Vegas, but they have a deal with the state of Nevada that they had to give away 1.6 million, so they did it over the course of a couple weeks in with $200,000 giveaways.
Holy shit! I wish I was there. That would have been that would just solve most of my problems, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
If anyone's got $200,000 and they're not using it,
want 200,000.
Please, over here.
Mirage Saloon reference. You know, I should have done it.
Frank's World Star footage of that fight would be great content.
Dylan, it's a shame that I got there too late.
Get us those terms and conditions, Dylan.
Oh shit, yeah. So if you join our Patreon, you'll give us money, and that helps us. And you can ask questions to patrons. No, you can ask questions to our guests if we have them. And you get to join our Discord.
And
if you super chat during the stream, we'll read it at the end of the stream. And play ball.
No. And there is the call-in queue, where if you're in the Discord server, you can enter the call-in queue channel.
Well, I don't know that.
And you have...
Oh, yeah,
we've never done that.
He was there
have we done that?
You were there when it was being introduced, I'm pretty sure. But
I didn't ever see it in action. You just told me that it was a thing.
Well, shut up. Shut up!
Okay, no, that's cool. I forgot about that. Okay.
We have the calling queue where, toward the end of the show, you can jump in the queue and you can come into the show for a little bit. Just a brief bit. Only 3 calls will be answered. Nothing personal. If you don't get yours answered, no biggie. So, yeah. That's the times and the conditions. You know how it is. We can move on with the show now. Are we ready for Sunset City to officially open for the 148th time?
Ooh. Yep.
I'm always ready for this.
Okay.
I look forward to Sunset City every week.
You don't. That's my
yes,
thing.
I actually do.
No, only I can do that.
That's nice.
Fuck you. That's my job.
Fuck you. I'm here to take your job. No, actually, no. I'll share it with you.
See, this is why I like him. This is why I like Franken. Even when he's trying to be mean, he's just too nice.
He fights back.
All right, let's take a look at
him with kindness.
I'm dead. Oh, let's take a look at the Pierce and see what we got today. So let's start off with kind of a bit of big cheese, a bit of sizable cheese. We've got the Shadow Generations comparison trailer, which released, I think, yesterday, and it shows off, it shows off the 3 stages that will be in the game. Allegedly, there will be more. Like, one of the dudes has said...
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be more than 3. That'd be a little upsetting.
4?
I can't believe people genuinely thought there was going to only be 3 in a boss fight.
Okay, alright. I want to say one thing, because usually a lot of game companies will show off, like, every single possible thing of their games these days, because they need to get, like, the clicks and the views and stuff before it comes out. Yeah. So I don't blame some people for thinking... Oh wait, this is some weird side thing they're tacking on a Generations. There's 3 levels total.
Well.
It's understandable. That you might think that.
Want to take you all back to a year long ago, 2022, where we got the news that Sonic Frontiers would feature 5 unique islands, and we all speculated what the other cyberspace themes would be outside of Green Hill, Chemical Plant, Sky Sanctuary, and the city. This wouldn't be the first time things have been all shown off with the illusion of more. But also, so the dude says there'll be more than 3 stages, don't worry. However, what if when he says stages, he's counting acts? There will be 6 stages, all of which will have 3 themes.
I mean, he's not like giving us riddles. Like, he was just saying, hey, there's
you know what Sega's like, Dylan!
Okay,
well,
so
I know, but like,
anybody who wants to know exactly who it is that was stating this, it's Justin Thorman of Sega. So just giving you a heads up, this isn't some
this is an official source.
Yeah.
Okay,
there will be more than 3 stages. Don't worry.
I mean, I hope there will be. I really do hope there will be.
I'm sure there will be.
Listen, I have some trust, okay? I can have some trust.
How many cyberspace stages were there? And how many environments were there, boys? How many?
Listen, you love Sonic Frontiers.
See,
I play Sonic Frontiers every day.
If they didn't have enough stages, why would they go out of their way to show us like so much of the game?
That's true.
The game as they're showing
Good point.
us, because with the
Sonic
cyberspace
Generations,
stuff, we didn't see a whole lot of it.
But we did
actually
see
Generations
everything.
showed everything before they released, right?
Generation showed everything. I remember like
but Generations was like what 13 years ago.
Well, yeah, but they're doing the same shit today still. So
yeah, I mean that's the point. It's worth noting is everyone thought, ooh, they're keeping the last 2 islands under wraps, when it turns out they were actually in all the trailers. Like
they're on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, but I just remember thinking like, ooh, they're really keeping those under wraps. And then I remember playing Chrono Sun, being like, wait a minute, there's no temple here. I remember there being a temple in the trailer. And then I get to find out, like, oh, what? Oh, come on, man. Actually, that's not cool.
Speaking of Sonic Frontiers, I wanted to do a quick shout out, just because I love mods. There's a new mod that came out. I know you know this one too, Pup, because you're playing it. Yes. The original cyberspace themes mod just released after a long time in work in progress. I think it was over a year. And it is a mod that changes all of the cyberspace stages to have different lighting from each other and different like textures, different colors, stuff like that, different themes for real.
Even down to
but not in the way that you think. Not like every single one has a unique one. It's like every Green Hill stage is now in this new style. Every Chemical Plant stage is in this new style.
Chemical Plant
really
was
nice.
Very transformative, like compared to the others. Like
Chemical Plant is gorgeous.
Looks nothing like Chemical Plant.
It looks like it's all like vaporwave and shit. I love it.
Like Green Hill,
to give you an idea of how cool.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, go ahead. To give you an idea of how cool this sounds, I re-downloaded Frontiers.
Oh, you don't even like the game.
No, I don't like the game very much, but I want to see what this is all about.
They're pretty stages. Like I think the Green Hill one's it's called Misty Isles now, and it's not like the most insane change from Green Hill, but I still think it adds like, better atmosphere.
Well, something I noticed upon looking quite closely at it was that they've got the ancient glyphs in the grass as the pattern, as well as like the palm tree panic triangles. So I thought that was quite a nice touch.
I didn't look close enough.
Yeah, it makes it kind of in theme with like the ancients. Is like they've got some of the glyphs in there. Like obviously things like the palm trees and stuff still look like Green Hill palm trees. I think there's only so much that they can change. But like even then, it does go a long way to show that like I mean this is how you can do asset reuse, but kind of repurposing these assets into something unique as opposed to just making Green Hill, but it's Green Hill again. Like and even down to, like, some of the dynamic lighting levels as well. Like, particularly, like, I think there's some 2D stages for, like, Green Hill, Chemical Plant, and Sky Sanctuary, where they've basically shut the lighting off, but, like, they've done a really cool stylistic thing with it that makes everything silhouetted. It feels so unique and original. Like, it's such a cool
that one's
move.
cool. That one's
freaking cool.
A little bit difficult to see sometimes, but, like, I think it's a really neat idea.
I found that until I realized that I had a lighting code switched on. I think it's like force light scattering. If you've got that switched on, then the lighting is not correct. But,
oh, okay.
But, like, yeah, no, once you've got that off, like, you see how it's supposed to look. And, yeah, I'm hoping there'll be, like, maybe a compatibility fix or something, because I think light scattering in Sonic Frontiers is kind of important. But, that said, like, yeah, it's a phenomenal mod. It really shows kind of what Sega could do to really transform these locations, and it, like, for Sega, this wouldn't be a huge task. A lot of it is retexturing, a lot of it is relighting, and yeah, like,
and
no,
also, I don't think
mod.
anyone's going to be mad about it either, like, because the stages still look fine, like, the way they're modeled, the way they're put together, they look fine.
Better.
And it's, like, just in this mod, you can really see how, I mean, it's the same levels, but, like, you can see how cool everything is with these new textures. I recommend it if you guys mod Frontiers, play games like that.
Speaking of reused assets, like looking at that comparison trailer for Shadow Generations, it looks to me like Kingdom Valley is using a lot of Kronos Island assets, and that Bullet Station is using a lot of Errors Island assets. And that does make a lot of sense to me that they would use those, because they are basically very high-resolution natural textures that did appear in those games, or like, well, a lower-res version of it did. So it makes sense to me, but it is quite funny looking at like pictures of Kronos Island and the New Kingdom Valley side by side and being like, yeah, this is what could have been done with that aesthetic if they had some, you know, actual art design to it, you know?
I was not a fan of like some of the newer versions of the Sonic Adventure 2 level, and also for, I believe this is what, Bullet Station?
All right, talk to me, baby. What's up? What's the matter?
I don't know, I think it's just like the more muted colors. I'm just not into it, you know?
Is
and
it?
also,
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I did clock
A
that.
little bit,
Like,
yeah.
There's a lower contrast to Shadow Generations compared to
It's
Adventure 2,
I get
especially.
it. You know, actually, you know what? I saw specifically it was the final rush level, and I'm glad it's Sonic's version of the stage. By the way, it's just like a better stage. But like, I saw that
it's
like,
also missing the spinning drum.
is it matching? Is it
changed
trying to match the Generations look? Does the Generations have that same like washed out color scheme? I can't remember.
It's just a more contemporary look because they can do the atmospheric effects now, so it's less
No,
cartoony.
I mean because in the Sonic and Shadow boss fight in the original game on the Arc, I mean, like, is that what they're trying to make it look like? That's what it looks like to me.
I don't think so. I actually
Right,
would say that the Arc stage in Sonic Generations is fuck ugly, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look good.
It's
that's
way
what I
too
thought they were
bright.
trying to
It's
match.
washed out.
That's
and
why I thought it looked like
I
that.
always hated how everyone's skin tones look like cheese in Sonic Generations. Like, Sonic is fucking yellow in that game instead of tan. It's weird.
They're committing to the big cheese gimmick.
Shut the fuck up. I mean, that's the point, though. The moon in that is fucking yellow. That could be the big cheese. You've had the end, now get ready for the big cheese.
Sonic versus the... Dude, you can just retexture the end, like, recolor it, and make the big cheese the final boss.
I saw someone on Twitter was doing recolors of the end.
It is
and
cheese.
Sonic the big
Either that or
cheese.
piss.
Well, I know. I remember it distinctly, but I remember there was someone on Twitter that was doing recolors of the end, and they did one of them in pink, and I was like, it's so unthreatening now. So I was just like, the friend, like.
I like that. The friend.
I will
Yeah,
say
no, the moon either looks like cheese or piss now, or in Sonic Generations.
In real life, a little bit too.
Wait, where did you post this?
Oh, I'm not posting anywhere. I'm
okay.
looking up. I'm looking up the rival battle.
Sure, but yeah, I think
I wanted to see how that looked compared to what the Shadow Generations version would look like, but
yeah, Shadow Generations, in my opinion, looks a billion times better than Generations' Arc stage. And
it should, you know, for the 13-year difference in quality.
I mean, yeah, it should, but like, you know, Sonic.
I know.
I mean, I like the way
Shadow
Shadow Generations
is looking good.
Looks.
I think it's looking good so far.
And I think a lot of that sort of lower contrast is down to kind of more the atmosphere of it. Like, Adventure 2 didn't really have that kind of stuff, so it had a higher contrast look. I think maybe you could do with a slight injection of contrast, but maybe we'll be able to do that with the magic of sliders. Who knows? But one thing I found interesting was...
I mean, not character mods. I bet there'll be some visual mods for it pretty quickly. Like, I don't think that would be something that'd be too difficult to make happen.
Well, so one thing I found quite interesting was there's those...
in back rooms.
Sure. There's those little hexagonal orange light thingies that in the original Sonic Adventure 2, they have like a floating animation, whereas here they're completely static. That was one thing I was like, huh, okay. But yeah, the cylindrical column, Frank, that you mentioned has been swapped out with one of those anti-grav panels from, I think it's Sonic's Crazy Gadget stage, I think, where there's like, yeah, anti-gravity panels. And obviously, yeah, this is a remix.
That, the Shadow level has... I think Final Chase has gravity panels as well.
Okay.
So that might be what they're trying to reference there.
I should be ashamed because I had just played this, like, 2 weeks ago, and I'm forgetting.
Maybe
it's okay, Frank.
Yellow.
I just remember too much about this and nothing else.
Maybe the moon is yellow because Robotnik pissed on it.
Yeah, it could be.
No.
I mean, he pissed a huge chunk off of it.
Just a lot of piss. It soaked it all up like a sponge. SpongeBob! It just turns around like...
Why was Robotnik's piss green?
It's yellow.
Because he ate a lot of celery.
No. If you see the cutscene that comes out, it's green.
What, the cutscene where he pees?
Yeah.
When does he... Wait. Oh, shut up, Frank.
He's talking about the meme one.
You're taking this too far, man. You don't
remember the cutscene of Robotnik at the urinal? How could you not remember that?
You think I've never... I don't watch anything. But, okay. Alright. I've tripped. And now I need to get up. So, that overall trailer. What are our thoughts on that? Because something I noticed was... I did say in my video about, like, adventure remakes that, like, yeah, it feels like, you know, Sega are kind of drip-feeding us adventure remakes to the point where it's like, oh, do we even need an adventure remake? Because we got this in Shadow Gens, and this in Sonic Gens, and this was in Frontiers and stuff. It's like we're getting pieces of it. And they're even advertising this like a remake, in that, like, you've got it shows the old version, and then the screen scrubs, and it's like, oh, there's the new one. It's like, it's being marketed like it's a remake.
The bullet station transition they did, with, like, the doors opening and closing,
clean.
That was like chef's kiss. That was cool as fuck.
You know what? Yeah,
I think
I will give them that. That was beautifully done.
Cool. Like, I think the trailer was really well edited, and also I was really glad to see all of the new gameplay. Like, I'm very excited to play.
The remix of Bullet Station, I fucking hate it.
The Bullet Station. I liked the other remixes a lot. That Kingdom Valley one was getting me. I was like,
I've noticed that people have been quite divided on that one. I don't mind it. I think it works, but like, I'd have to hear the whole thing, but
I don't remember it off the top of my head.
That better be the opening of it.
I don't even know what Bullet Station sounds like, really.
I don't know what's this weird glow thing that's on Shadow and the Eagle, and, like, I don't understand it. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
It's to make them stand out against all of the darkness more, right?
Well, there's that, and it's how the fur is kind of reacting to light. Like, you see a little black dog, and they're usually very shiny. I think they've just done that with Shadow.
Oh, he's a little dog.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
He's a little man. It's so funny that he's got such, like, huge, like, John Wick energy, right? Like, because Shadow's, like, 3 feet tall, canonically, right?
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine he's, like, walking around, he's like, he's a little guy, look at him.
That's the thing, is like, you think how awesome he is, and then you imagine if you met him, you're like, he's a little guy. Like,
he comes up to my, like, waist, basically.
That's why, like, Shadow is the one that makes me not ashamed to be fucking short, is because, like, hey, I can be badass too. I can be like Shadow. I just need a motorcycle and a gun.
That's a really...
I found a fitting
That's a really good way to think about it, dude.
Go on, Franco, what were you going to say?
Oh, I found a very fitting image for it. It's in the back rooms.
Okay, let's have a look.
The smaller one is Shadow.
Yes! Oh, that's literally him. He is that guy.
Aw.
He's just a little guy.
Just a little fella. Yeah, I very much enjoy Shadow. But another great thing a lot of people have been quick to point out is that there have been some revisions to the animations. For example, in Shadow's running animation compared to previous gameplay, his quills kind of move with him a lot more, so that's improved a little.
Yeah, it's funny how that's like a small detail that I've missed, but when I see it now, it's like, oh yeah, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I think there's someone called Mr. Lag who on Twitter kind of showed that. Sorry, go on.
They're claiming that, like, we're not going to be seeing any more of, like, someone, like, their hands clipping into it or something. Not sure if that's true or not.
Oh, we'll kind of get to that, because I think we've seen a little preview of kind of how they're dealing with hands clipping into things. But Mr. Lag said on Twitter that, like, there is the rail jumping animation is the animation itself is still too short for the action. So, like, he just kind of pauses on that final frame, and it's not something you'd necessarily notice unless you slowed it down. But they were just like, yeah, this is one thing they could still clean up. As per the usual, though, like, the Sonic fan base have reacted very negatively to that, saying that, like, it's just a nitpick and stuff, because apparently if something is quite small, it doesn't matter at all. But no, I think there's nothing wrong with acknowledging these things, you know? It's not like they're saying, oh, this ruined the game. This isn't worth the money anymore. I hate the developers or anything. Just pointing out little things, especially considering that Sega have actually been responding to criticism of Shadow Generations. There was a guy that was saying Shadow's shoes should have vents on them after the reveal trailer. And then in the gameplay footage subsequent to that, he had the vents on his shoes. People have mentioned the quills and stuff, and now they're improving those too.
Oh.
Like, they are listening, and
I'm glad to see that, but it's so goofy to just be like, he's supposed to have this extra little piece on his shoe.
Right, but like,
I think it's for the.
I just like it. It's just comical.
It's for the sake of consistency.
Is that like I feel like Sonic fans look insane to the outside world.
Well, there's that, and like
what do his shoes look like?
Well, Shadow's shoes, like, they've always kind of been meant to look a little functional, you know? These are things that give him his speed. So you see little jets on the bottom. So the fact that he had little vents on them in the past was part of that. So if we're losing that, we're losing one detail. So even though it's not like a game-breaking thing, I can understand why people... It's like the muzzle curve thing. I used to clown on people relentlessly for the muzzle curve debate. But to be honest, I get it. Like, it's a minute detail. It's not something that there's anything objectively wrong with it, but it's like the point where I took a look at myself was when I made a whole-ass video about why they changed Sam Raimi Spider-Man's mask in No Way Home and why it looked kind of weird. And it's a minute detail.
It was never CG before, right? They had to make like an entirely new model
even if they CGI it, they can still make it look like the one before. They did it plenty of times.
Yeah, but they just didn't care.
I don't think it's that.
There's no such... have gotten like so much better over the years compared to like when the Sam Raimi Spider-Man film started to now, or to when that movie released.
But I mean, yeah, I could talk for days about that shit. Like I've made a whole ass video on kind of how odd it was that they kind of drastically redesigned Raimi Spider-Man's mask. While it's drastic enough to be noticeable, but not different enough to like be too jarring anyway. But okay, kind of getting back to Sonic, though, it's like, I can kind of understand things like the muzzle curve thing. I think there is a difference between people pointing out and being like, it's a shame this detail is gone, versus they fucking ruined Sonic or anything like that. And I haven't really seen anyone making that case, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing that Sonic Twitter really just does not do a great job with. They don't recognize what is just it's a shame this isn't here, versus ruined forever because they're so, like, uptight and defensive about the games. And I understand they want these games to do well, but it don't hurt to hear a little criticism.
Yeah, even down to like little bits.
Loosen up a little. Come on.
Even down to little bits about like Sonic Generations itself. Obviously, like Blue Wolf Blitz, the modder behind Sonic Colors Ultimate Re-Rainbow, tremendous mod, was pointing out things like kind of very low-res textures on Sonic's eyes and shoes and stuff. And Blue Wolf was getting clowned on, but like, here's the thing. Blue Wolf wants a remaster to be remastered, you know? It's okay. And Blue Wolf knows what they're talking about. Like, if anyone knows about this stuff, it's Blue Wolf, because Sonic Colors Ultimate Re-Rainbow is incredible. It's everything that Sonic Colors Ultimate should have been. And it's just funny to see. I saw one person be like, well, I know which mod I'm not playing now. It's like a gotcha. It's like, well, you're fucking missing out then, aren't you?
Wow,
you're just missing.
Dork.
Yeah, you're just missing out for the sake of it. And it's like...
he probably said that, and people were probably like, Like,
there's also...
one person.
There's also...
I'm not going to play your free mod, then. Take that.
There's also... there's also things like... I did a video on, like, the Xbox Series X up-reses of Sonic Generations and Sonic Unleashed. And I kind of said I don't think these are very good. Well, the Generations one anyway is very good because there's a speedrun route which is completely ruined in that up-res version, where like you grab onto the pulley and chemical plant and it just flings you off into the distance rather than actually do it. And people are like, big deal, so it's just one speedrun route. And it's like, I think Sonic fans need to get this into their head, that when you're doing like a remaster or an up-res or anything like that, there's going to be some things that are not better than the original, whatever, but there's no excuse for anything to be objectively worse than what came before when you are revisiting this project to make it better. It doesn't have to ruin the whole game, it doesn't have to make it terrible, but there is no excuse for something to be worse than it was before on an objective level. Things like art style changes and lighting decisions, that's one
common
thing.
Sense, really.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Subjective thing with like the art styles and art style, music changes and stuff like that. When I actually did go back to that level because I booted up Generations and went through that, it really does not work. And
not at all.
Holy shit!
Now that's not even
a bigger problem. I think that's a bigger problem than like a visual change or something.
I agree.
Like, something along those lines.
Yeah, I mean,
I have a very specific example about remasters and things that is very recent. And Pop, you're gonna love this.
Go on.
So, in the Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door remaster,
Oh, well, that's shitty.
This is basically the exact opposite of like the Sonic Colors remaster, let's say, because where Colors Ultimate added like a slew of small new things and then ruined basically everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door removed something pretty major. They cut the frame rate down to 30 FPS from 60, which a lot of people were mad about. But in exchange for that, they added graphics that make it look incredible. They've added new music to the game to cover scenes that had repeated music. There's a lot of new songs now. And it's just, like, it's one of the most perfect ways to play the game, I would say.
I'd say
it's probably better than the original because of all the additions. It's so perfect that they got to go back and fix everything. They also added some fixes to later in the game for some stuff that people didn't like. So it's literally, we addressed the issues that people had with it, and it's just like that should be looked at as a model example of how remasters should be done.
I think
because there's really not much new content there. There's two new bosses. That's it.
Okay.
Go on, Frank.
I think
we need like buzzers.
Yeah, we definitely do. Pup and I would just be hitting the buzzers all the time. I think that's a case of like, what are you willing to give up for all these additions? Because for some people, that frame rate is probably more important to them than to others. Because the one thing that you lose out of by cutting the frame rate in half is that reaction time, or however many extra frames that you have to press a button for those.
I would agree, but muscle memory from the original carried me through the entire game. Like I don't think it felt a smidge different even at all.
There's no shame in like there's pretty much exactly what I was gonna say is like there's no shame in being disappointed by the frame rate. I think that's still something you can ask for. But like
no, I was disappointed at first too, but now that I see how steady it runs at 30. Like, I would take that over them pushing it to 60. Like, they didn't remove it because they were being malicious. They removed it because, it was probably running at 60 and lagging on the Switch.
Also,
like,
we do have buzzers.
They had to do that, and for what it is, it looks gorgeous.
You can use the... That's your buzzer. No?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I don't... I think that's... It was probably an inconsistent frame rate that they were getting. They were probably getting, like, anywhere from, like, around roughly 50s, if I could take a guess.
I would say that's more the Switch's fault.
That's probably due to all of the extra effects they add to it. If it was just a game that looked just like the original but in widescreen, I wouldn't be surprised if they could get that to run at 60. I don't know, somebody who has
it better have
a modded Switch who can play around with that stuff. Get back to me on that.
I think you actually can. If you overclock your Switch, I think you can get a lot of 60 FPS mods to work on the Switch. It's just overclocking. It's not exactly. You shouldn't do that a lot. You shouldn't do it like super consistently, or else it might be bad for it.
I remember watching the Modern Vintage Gamer video on that, and there was like Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity running at a more consistent frame rate because that thing runs like ass.
Yeah, or like Pokemon. I'm pretty sure the Pokemon frame rate things work on the Switch as well.
Yeah, I believe Sword and Shield has a better, more consistent frame rate, or you could probably get it to 60 FPS. I think Dark Souls they were able to get it to 60. So yeah, overclock, yeah. So
you can't. You need to mod your Switch to overclock it.
Yeah, I don't have a modded Switch, and I don't think I will have one for a very long time. But yeah,
I have one, and it got banned. It got blocked
for a moment. I read chat for a moment. Somebody brought it to Forces. I don't like Forces very much.
But Forces overclocked is good.
Yeah, Forces overclocked is good. If you have a PC that's capable of playing it, play it. It's actually really good.
Yeah,
and
my
if
buddy.
You don't want to pay full price for a Sonic game, or for Sonic Forces, no one does. Just wait for a sale. Actually, I think there is a sale right now.
It's usually cheap now, isn't it? Like,
it's usually like $10, and there's enough mods to make it worth it.
Yeah, definitely. But if you don't intend to mod it, maybe don't even bother.
See if like a used game store will sell it for like $5. I don't know.
If you could get it for $2, then.
Well, but then they can't use it for mods. They want to play the mods. You have to buy it on PC.
I mean, they could buy a code at the game store.
Oh no, you can't.
I don't know.
I know.
I think they do that.
Well, you go to the clerk and be like, "Hey, off the radar, your boss ain't around. You got any of those keys?"
I sell me Sonic Forces Steam key.
You pay for those with drugs, not money.
I'm not going to endorse this, but there are sites where you can buy keys. Not going to say too much about it. Not going to say exactly where, but there are places that are technically considered like secondhand markets for PC keys, and they do work. So just throwing that out there.
I thought that was perfectly kosher. I've been using those for ages.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I think it's.
Well, I think it's a problem for the people selling them. I don't think it matters if you buy them.
It depends. If it's like you buy an account with the game on it, I don't do that. Because
No. You buy the code.
Yeah, if you buy the code, it's fine. But like, that's my thing. Is like, yeah, if there's a cheap deal on CD keys or something, then yeah, I'll go with that. But like, if it's like, oh yeah, you purchased
or something.
Yeah, if you buy like an account. No, because there's so many things that try to sell you like an account. Like, yeah.
I'm not buying someone's YouTube channel.
Hey Frank, you want to buy a used YouTube channel?
I have plenty of those. I'm good.
It's called Garrulous64. The password
You can't
is
sell my YouTube channel.
Ovaltine.
I wonder how much my YouTube channel's worth.
I'd buy it, and then I'd be like, hey, YouTube, I didn't get my play button.
No, you can actually reorder a play button.
Really?
Yeah, you get the first one for free, but you have to pay for any subsequent ones.
I have a comment about that.
I want 3 more.
Because it has nothing to do with this.
Tell you what, Frank, if you give me some money, I'll get you a play button and I'll put your name on it, because you can choose what name goes on it.
Wow, okay, I didn't know that.
I don't think he wants the fake
play button. I want to try and get to that 100,000 subs first, but first I need to actually start uploading videos.
Forget the subs, just have the plaque. No plug. No plug, no sub, only plaque.
This ain't Subway, forget about the subs.
Forget about your fucking sub,
you know, because the plaque will create, you know, eventually I'll have cavities, and I don't want to deal with that.
Clever man.
Okay. There are times I'm just blinking. I'm not saying anything, I'm just blinking.
I'm just breaking him. Sonato Generations. Oh, whoops, sorry. Didn't mean to bump the mic.
And speaking of, Sonic X Shadow Generations. All right, so something about like hands clipping into things and stuff. Yeah, they have been making a conscientious effort to avoid that, including both the running animation and his idle animations. And it's resulted in the funniest, most adorable thing I've ever seen in my entire life, is that when he gets bored and goes into his idle animation and folds his arms, he basically just wraps them around himself with his fingers just wrapped around his little body. And it's so cute. He's hugging himself as opposed to folding his arms. And people have been quite quick to point out, but Super Sonic 2 in Sonic Frontiers, he could cross his arms and he looked good. But to be fair, all of those shots are shown from specific angles where they can kind of cheat the camera, and it doesn't matter that his hands are clipping through. Whereas with this, I don't know. Like, it could be that maybe you could move the camera or you can move him. Like,
you can move him. So this is in the gameplay, and that would be far more noticeable than, you know, a camera angle that they won't see the other side of it, so it's fine. This one's like, no, they will see the other side of it and will probably bitch about it.
The fact, though, that they cannot get a Sonic character to fold
they know us so well.
Evidence that they really do need to rework those proportions a little bit, at the very least. Like, they don't have to give him straight up tiny hands, but like just shrink him just a little. But it's so funny just to see him just hugging himself.
He doesn't need jumbo hot dogs for fingers.
I hate that terminology, but yeah.
The movies, boom, they all shrunk the hands, you know? Like, it's kind of telling when, like, every animation studio that isn't Sonic Team, the first thing they do is always shrink the hands. It's quite telling that something has to give.
Yeah. Also, I did notice this about the animation. I've been watching the trailer on loop, and there's a part in Kingdom Valley where you're going downwards, and then you kind of go from going down to going forward. He does this weird thing where it looks like he's kind of snapping onto like different parts of that little curve.
Interesting.
It's about, let me see, it's like a minute 20 into the trailer.
It's interesting because I think they are working with Hedgehog Engine 2, and while I know that's a lighting thing, I don't think the engines that they do use, or the frameworks that they do use for Sonic, are the most comfortable with running up and down slopes, which is really funny considering that's what Sonic's all about. But like, if you look at like Frontiers, if you run up any kind of terrain that is sloped at all, Sonic is vibrating as he tries to make his way up it. It's the kind of thing you notice even more in like the gameplay reveal for Frontiers. They managed to smoothen it out a little, but you can still see, like, especially like when you're on like the Kronos Tower or whatever, when it's got that little spiral slope, if you run up that and just pay attention to Sonic, he is just vibrating up and down as the game tries to figure out what the fuck is going on. I think they really need to find a way to make this more Sonic-friendly, because Sonic is all about slopes and shit. Like, he's gotta be able to cope. Yeah, it's really funny.
It's funny because, like, it looks much smoother when he goes on rails, but when he runs on the ground, it just looks funny.
Yeah, like, but that's throughout the entirety of, like, Frontiers as well. There's no script in there to keep Sonic upright, so, like, even if he's just walking on a slightly sloped surface, he will just tilt his entire... But it'd be like if you walk off the sidewalk and you just suddenly went completely horizontal for a second.
It's because you latched onto the new gravity source.
I would love to actually make that as like a short film, Life, but it's Sonic Frontiers.
That would be amazing.
Guy trips over a pebble and lands on the moon.
That sounds like Sonic 06 to me.
No, the same thing happens with Frontiers because of the fling physics, which I actually think are a good thing. Unfortunately, though, it does mean that the slightest little pebble and Sonic will fling himself off into the stratosphere. And listen, I love having good fling time. Fling time is something that I think is important to Sonic, but you don't want it to happen with every tiny pebble.
Every little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't worry, every little thing is going to be alright.
When I first played Frontiers, it felt like that. It was like, I'm flying off of everything. And I was like, oh wait, no, okay.
Although my favorite thing in Frontiers, though, is how the spin dash, if you are even slightly on an incline, it will just send you to space.
It is. That is probably the most fun part of the game, just playing around with the spin dash.
That was my favorite part, was like in Ares Island or whatever, like trying to pick up some goodies and stuff, and rather than using like the rails and springs that are in place, I would just find the edge of like one of the ledges or something and fling off of it and get to where I needed to go. And I was like, this is better now because of this. Like, because I can make my own way.
I think Ares Island was the best designed island in the entire game.
Oh, I agree, by far the best.
There was only 3, but you know.
But yeah, no, Ares Island I think is the best one too. Like for how it's designed, I think it was either Azuka or
there's
Kishimoto.
Some verticality, but it also it allows you to like really use Sonic speed to, even before like the updates that allowed you to just fling off into whatever direction you want, and you had to really play with that very limited like you had that deceleration that you had to try to work around.
Yeah,
like you could still get it done.
Yeah. But it's quite funny as well. I think it's either Izuka or Kishimoto said the whole purpose of Ares Island, their goal, was to make an island that you could get lost in, but it's not necessarily a bad thing because you enjoy finding your way around it. And it's just funny to me that they got that so right with Ares Island, only to completely fuck that up with Chaos Island, where getting lost isn't fun, and I'm eventually just like, look, game, where the fuck do I actually have to go?
Chaos Island was
onto, like,
kind of upsetting.
Section, and you're like, damn it, I hate
I was enjoying it so much, but then like all of the 2D stuff and so much of that island just doesn't vibe with me.
The thing is, I like revisiting Chaos Island. Like, once everything's unlocked...
you have the spin dash.
Yeah, well, there's that, but like once everything's also unlocked, like, you know, you've found the paths that take you to the different parts, it's quite fun to explore an island where there's lots of different little parts to it, with different bridges that lead to different parts. And then also, running around it in 3D and not being forced to do the 2D bits is fun. The 2D bits...
Yeah, that's the fun part.
I'm in two minds. On one hand, it's pussy shit, because Sonic works in 3D. We've learned that now. Just do that. Secondly, like, it doesn't bode well with open zone level design, but I also kind of respect it, because it's like, oh my god, they tried to put 2D sections in an open world game. That's hilarious.
I don't, because there are moments where it just doesn't work. Like you go on like one of those speed boosters in a 2D section. I've seen it where like you'll try to go up it, you'll run up and then run backwards.
Yeah, no, but I respect...
right into that speed booster again. It's like, it doesn't work.
I respect it for just how wrong it is. Like, wow, you misfired so confidently in the wrong direction. That's hilarious. Yeah, and that's another thing, is a lot of those kind of mechanics and stuff are only meant to be used one way, so sometimes you can find yourself going the wrong way on one of the rail systems, and because it's in 2D, it just breaks the entire experience, because you don't have that leeway. But anyways, Frontiers is Frontiers. I will say this, I think Shadow Generations, especially given that it has an open zone element, looks to be kind of fixing a lot of the things I needed to see fixed from Frontiers. Things like presentation. I mean, it will be telling to see if, like, when we're in the open zone, does shit pop in and out like it does in Frontiers? Is the pop-in fixed? Because I've got... listen, there's inevitably...
Be on Switch.
And
on Switch.
There's inevitably going to be enemies and NPCs and interactive shit in this open zone. But the pictures we've seen, it looks empty. Have they just not popped in yet?
Oh, God.
Actually, I hadn't considered this, though. Having Sonic Generations on the Switch, that's a huge win. I've always wanted that.
No, I was just saying.
I mean, it doesn't matter now that I have the Steam Deck, I guess. But, like, back a while before the Steam Deck, that would have been huge.
I was saying to my housemate... Sorry, go on. Go on, Frank.
Like, yeah, that would have been a lot. That would have been a much bigger thing if we didn't get all these like Steam Decks, ROG Ally, like all of these other basically portable PCs that could run a lot of these games that are also on Switch, but run them better. Like, it would have been huge news, but at this point, it's like, oh, well, at least Nintendo players can finally play Generations. That is on 3DS.
I was saying to my housemate Dom earlier, like, when I think of kind of the things that keep Sonic Generations from being, in my opinion, the best Sonic game, or in just a lot of ways anyway, I think, well, it doesn't have a very good story. Like, there's a big missed opportunity there.
Yes.
And there's also things like, for me, the best Sonic game needs really fun world building and stuff as well. Like, I really appreciate things like hub worlds. I love open zone gameplay, so I think my ideal Sonic game would kind of have that in it. NPCs, gift shop, or something like that. And these are things that, like, these aren't things that are bad about Generations. These are just things that I would probably kind of need to kind of bump it up to best Sonic game ever, or whatever. And I was kind of saying, like, if we just view Sonic X Shadow Generations as just one game, it's basically Sonic Generations, but there's a dark story. We've got a cool story now, possibly, hopefully. We've got a hub world now that's in 3D and got NPCs and stuff. So I'm kind of like, is there a chance that they might have just made Sonic Generations one of the best Sonic games ever made? Like, even more so than it was before.
Because it's bundled with Shadow?
Well, yeah, they've just expanded upon it, haven't they? They've basically just taken Sonic Generations and expanded upon it. It's like Sonic Generations, but now you open the game up and it's like Hero Story or Dark Story, just like SA2.
That's cool. No, that is kind of neat. I mean, I am
about it
happy that they went back to the Generations level style, too, because I just think it's fun trying to reinterpret some of those levels into, like, a new style.
By the way, I've seen a message saying, please balance your audio. Anyone in the chat, which one of us is too loud or too quiet or anything like that? I constantly...
Like too quiet. I have this constant fear of it.
I think it is you, Frank. You are kind of quiet.
But the thing
Son
is,
of a bitch.
No, but the thing is, the amount of times I've had, like, calls where people sound okay over Discord, but then on the stream they sound wrong. Like, for example, like when we had Ian Waffles on last, I had him turned up because he sounded too quiet on Discord. Couldn't fucking hear him. Then I listened to the actual show, and he's just an assault on the ears. Like, that loud.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why that happens. Like, sometimes I hear other people's streams and my microphone sounds horrible, and I feel like it has to just be Discord doing stupid shit every so often.
Yeah, like,
that's the only thing I can think of.
I don't know what it could be, because, like, sometimes people say, I'm too quiet, but I'm looking at my audio levels, and they're right where they need to be right now. So, genuinely, I have no fucking idea how to do this. So do be patient with me, guys. Like, it's a lot to balance. Garrulous is a little bit loud.
That's it.
Okay.
I can,
But Frank has lower audio. Okay, so, turn Garrulous down a little.
I'm at, like, a normal. I'm at 100%, so yeah,
I've turned you...
turn me down.
Yeah, I've turned you down to 77%. Frank, I'm going to turn you up to 112. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Frank, can you speak for a second?
Yeah, sure. I wish Pup was a good friend. No, he is a good
friend.
He's
motherfucker! Right, you bastard.
Hold up. He's a great friend.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, my tail is wagging. My front tail, that is. I'm peeing all over myself in excitement.
That's... We don't have to rub your nose in it, right? Is that how... We don't have to... Isn't that the thing of, like, training dogs not to, like, piss inside or something?
Saying.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I hope we don't have to do that. It'd be kind of awkward for our friendship.
Yeah, I wish our friendship was
good. Because then if dogs take over, I don't want them doing that to me.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why
I don't think it's
like,
right to rub their face in it. Anyway, like,
I think that's incredibly fucked up.
Yeah, if I didn't know any better and I peed and then
Thank
someone
you.
rubbed my face in it, I'd say it's kind of abuse. Don't do that. Anyways, back to Earth. Did I mention the reversible covers for Shadow Generations yet?
Not yet.
Someone did in the chat though.
That is something that we can get into.
It's on the piss. So, Shadow Generation, like, everyone said the Japanese cover for Shadow Generations looked better. Like, it was pretty unanimous. Everyone was saying it looks better. And so, Sega have announced that by popular demand, they are giving us a reversible cover, so you can flip it round to the Japanese cover art, with the only difference being it doesn't have the Japanese title. So,
I didn't know that.
I will be doing
so
that
cool of them.
when I get the Switch copy. I mean,
the big thing is that this is a pre-order only, so if you miss out on this, there's a very good chance you will not get it.
Wait, really? It's pre-order only? Because I don't intend on pre-ordering my physical copy.
It is a physical pre-order. Yeah, you have to get it with the physical pre-order of it. Sometimes, like, I remember this for GameStop when one of the there was a game that came out that had like a pre-order bonus. I went in, didn't pre-order it, but I still bought it like on the first day and was able to. Yeah, and they still give it away. So there's a very small chance you could still get it.
Yeah, like actually, that's why I went and picked up Mario Wonder, and it wasn't even the launch day. Like they just had them left over.
All right, guys. Okay, I'm back. I don't understand why it always has to be a pre-order thing or whatever. Like, why can't we just have that?
I know that'd be nice if they included it for everyone. Well, I
like,
guarantee
why can't we ever
like,
just
it's
have
going for everyone? Just kidding,
nice
it's for everyone.
Thing. Just
they're,
give us
they're a company,
nice
they're not your friends.
thing.
That is true. They are a corporation. It does look really nice. I like it a lot more than what we get. We get some bland, boring shit, and they get something that kind of a little reminiscent of the Sonic Adventure 2 thing. You have like Sonic's, quills, and then you have Shadow's quills that are upside down. It looks kind of cool. I like it. I like what they're going for.
Pre-order, fuck me. I'm pre-ordering it on Steam, man. I don't want to pre-order it on Switch. God.
Dude, pre-ordering a digital thing is like one of the dumbest things that ever
No, but
happened.
I gotta have my adventure skin. I gotta have my adventure skin.
Saying, like, isn't that stupid? Like,
I tell you
unless you get it like a day or two early or whatever, it's just like
they're gonna charge you like $3 or $4 for it. I guarantee.
All right, if I get a job,
$3 or $4 for.
If I get one of these jobs I've applied for, fine, I'll pre-order both. But like right now, I really gotta ration things.
They do that because if you pre-order a digital thing, I guess Steam lets you refund stuff.
Yeah.
But if you pre-order something like that, it's like they already have your money, so it's like they already won.
It's fine. I just want my little scrunkly Sonic Adventure Legacy skin.
Yeah, I really want that.
And also Terios.
Yeah, I could kind of give or take that one, but yeah, I mean, I would like to have a complete. I'd like to have a complete copy.
And then we're also gonna get our Sonic Jam, Classic Sonic.
Exclusive to emails.
Oh, that's true.
Better sign up for that email, okay?
I've signed up.
I signed up for every platform that I could reasonably, or that I have. So, in case.
How do we get the tier skin? How do you get that?
That's Digital Deluxe. Digital Deluxe as well.
Fucking hell!
There we go. There we go.
That's not gonna... Okay. Digital Deluxe, guarantee that will not be with the fucking physical version of the game. You will have to buy that afterwards. I fucking guarantee it.
Yeah, you do. That's how that works.
They do it every single time with this stupid shitty model. Every fucking time, Sega.
Sega, you've been listening to feedback lately, so hear me now. Fuck you all with that. No more of that. No, disregard that one.
No, don't hear that.
We don't need them coming after you. We need Channel Pup on the podcast and in our lives.
They're not coming after me. Wait, who's this outside my window? There's a van. Sonic's coming out! Oh no, he's got a gun!
Good for him.
Oh, hell yeah, this is just like 2005. I'm now dead.
Your confirmation email never came. I would say unsubscribe from it and resubscribe from it to it.
By the way, KB.
That might work.
KB. Good night. Sorry, I just wanted to wish KB a good night. KB does the same for us.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
every night.
Yeah, it's funny to make it right. No, I love KB. KB's fucking brilliant. But,
Yeah, fair. That's fair.
it's nice to get that, you know? Someone's there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The most consistent part of my life.
The one thing you can always trust is that KB will wish you a good morning and a good night. But
you know what? KB's got a great point. Sonic would have been caught dead holding a gun, so maybe it's Shadow out there.
No, Sonic is just performative with his politics, like everybody on the left. God damn it.
Oh God, please don't.
It's okay, I'm
Puff
left myself.
Doing the,
I'm left-wing myself, it's okay.
Did I just call you Puff?
You did not just call me Puff, Dylan, surely.
I think I just called you Puff.
No.
I'm sorry. That's
Dylan, Jude
that's
was
because
last
there's
month.
No, okay,
okay?
wait, listen.
You don't get to call me
No,
that.
there's in
Like-
the D&D campaign I'm running, there's a character named Puff. That's why.
I was gonna
I
say
was doing
puff
that
like
yesterday. I was doing that last night.
Hey, Frank.
like a puff massage from like Dragon Quest. Dude, you're getting boobs massaged.
I don't know what that
on you.
means, Frig.
Hey, Frank, what's the name of the alien species you're seeking to avenge in Sonic Frontiers?
I don't know.
You don't know? Dylan, what's the name of them? Tell Frank.
Yeah, it's the Ancients.
Why do you say it like that?
Oh,
What?
okay. We're making
The-
fun of Dylan again.
the-
Okay.
Why do you say it like the Ancients?
Because there's a C in the word.
But you don't pronounce it like that. The C is the ancients. The ancients. Not the ancients.
That's not- Don't you know anything about how to speak the language? It's like the rules. Like the rules of how it works.
I made the language.
You
Fuck
didn't make shit.
I made poopies earlier, actually. So, checkmate, atheist.
Yeah.
Or should I say at-theist, as you would fucking say, Dylan, you fucking stupid bitch.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it does, because the T, at-theist. See? If ancients
No,
make
it's
sense,
pronounced
then
in the word when it's
at-theist
next to an
would-
H, you idiot. It's a
No, yeah,
That's how it
but yeah, I said at-theists, Dylan, not
yeah, that's wrong.
ancients.
That's incorrect.
Right, listen here, you motherfucker. I'm gonna kill you.
You
Okay?
don't understand. These are two
I will kill
separate
you.
clauses.
I
The
will
language doesn't
literally
work
kill
like that.
you. I'll make it look like an
You don't
accident.
understand how to
I will
speak it.
kill you.
Jack is. My friend just said the pronunciation is giving me anxiety.
See, you don't say anxiety, do you?
There's no C in it, shithead.
Oh, do you say little Caesars? Do you say little Caesars then? Do you?
You're
little
not you don't
Caesars?
understand this. You're not understanding how this
I'm
works.
understanding. No one says ancients
You're not.
except for you. Nobody.
I'm the only one who's right.
Do you say hydroscity?
No, what do you think I am, an idiot?
Do you say hydroscity?
Yes.
No, you don't say hydroscity. You don't say hydroscity. You don't. No one says that.
You cut out. You
Where the
cut
fuck
out.
did the SC come from?
I don't know. It's from the same
shut
shit
up,
place
Frank.
that he's getting all this other shit.
Shit place. Fuck you. Fuck you. All right, I'm crying.
Love me some good little Caesars.
Yeah, fuck you, Dylan. KB's on my
love it.
side.
Everyone knows I'm right.
No one
everyone
knows
knows.
you're right, because you're not right.
Yeah, it's because they're all wrong. They don't know.
Did you hear
I
that,
mean-
guys? He says you're all wrong.
Listen, I'm gonna die on this hill.
Okay, I'm gonna make a poll. We're gonna run a poll. Does Dylan pronounce ancients correctly?
Ancient.
Yes.
Every single know what's right in your hearts. You know.
Can you say ancients a few more times, just so the people at home know how you pronounce it?
Ancients. That's how
Say
it's
it again.
pronounced. There's a C in the word.
Yeah, so the C is the scient part. It's ancients. Why are
Yeah,
most people voting yes
that's-
on this? What is wrong with you all?
Because I'm right, Pop. Because I'm right. I
You're
told
not
you.
That boy ain't right.
I freaking told you.
The
You're
boy.
fucking-
See,
No.
53%. No, come back.
You're fucking stupid,
No,
Dylan.
come on, we can come back.
Dear chat,
yes,
I
votes.
love you.
Yes, votes. Yes,
Everyone
votes,
that
yes, votes,
believes
come
in
on.
facts, logic,
love you,
common
chat.
sense, and a better America,
me.
vote
That's
no
me.
on Dylan Ancient
Please
pronunciation.
vote yes.
Ancient.
Vote yes on Article 1. Dylan says word, yes, good.
Stop the count!
You can't stop it whenever you want. You need to give it time.
No, sorry, Dylan.
That's too close to call. That's too
majority
close
vote.
to call.
No,
the count.
That's
Stop
literally
the count.
60.
27 people is not a big enough sample
jokes.
size.
We are a democracy of 27 people. There are 27 Sunset City fans.
That's not enough.
Did you say democracy?
You idiot. That's how it's pronounced.
I trip over sometimes. You are being ableist.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right. You know what? You know what? I apologize because I too trip over my words sometimes.
Okay, that's fine. We all trip over our words when our dicks are untied. Anyways.
Friendship's more important.
Let's go on to the next topic, which is required to be completed before the next PowerPoint party. So, we have some stuff going on. So, Bentley Jones. I'm going to be talking about this in kind of the form of a timeline, okay? I'm going to go through this as a timeline. So, there was obviously the confirmation that Live and Learn would be in the movie Sonic 3, the third of the Sonic movies, to be precise. And Bentley Jones was rumored to be covering Live and Learn for the movie, which kind of struck me as kind of a half surprise, half not. Because on one hand, they usually try to modernize... they go for like more modern kind of tracks than the kind of dad rock that Crush 40 would go for. So I figured we'd get like a modernization, something a bit more electronic. But it surprised me that would be Bentley Jones, because Bentley Jones is not a huge name in the music industry compared to like the folks that have worked on previous Sonic movie songs like Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, I was kind of like, okay, I'm down to clown. Let's hear this. And it did kind of take me by surprise when we saw that, yeah, he is. Sorry, they are in fact working on a Live and Learn cover. And they also hashtagged it Sonic 3 when releasing a little sample of it. However, today they've released that track as part of the what was it called, Memoriam or something? Eulogy or Memoriam, something along those lines. But they've released it as a freebie to go along with their latest album. And this is because it is no longer attached to any official project or corporation. They've actually said that straight up. Now that it is not attached to any official project, this can go out there for free for everyone. And so that's interesting. Go on, Frank.
This is actually not... This is not like the first time that something like this has happened, where you have somebody covering like a very well-known piece of music from Sonic, only for it to not appear in the movie. For the first Sonic movie, there was a theme that was supposed to be called "Gotta Go Fast" by Chizzy Steffens.
Okay.
And that was just like a remix of Green Hill Zone with some lyrics on it. It was like a rap theme. It was pretty decent, and it never got used. Instead, we got Speed Me Up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get something somewhere in its place.
Yeah, it's out there. I think I've heard it before. I think it's what plays whenever Premier de Remy gets a super chat, I think.
Something probably. And it's pretty good, but it never got used. So this isn't very uncommon.
Is the lyric like "I know you really like it"? Is that the bit that goes over the Green Hill bit? Or am I mistaken? I don't know.
What was the name of the artist?
Maybe write it down, Franco, in the back.
Oh, I sent it to you guys in Backrooms.
Oh, that's hot.
Oh, thanks.
I won't be listening to it right now, though, because I'll get us copywrecked. But, funny how they had a piece of music that sounds like Sonic music that was cut. That's, like, not at all, like, a fucking thing, is it? But, like, yeah, so, speaking of kind of the cover of Live and Learn, like, I've listened to it. You can listen to it the whole way through. I must admit, I don't love it myself. It's one of those things where I think Bentley Jones is very talented, but the style that they've gone for this one is not one that I vibe with very much, at least compared to the original anyway. So, it's not a version of Live and Learn that I'm absolutely in love with by any stretch, but still, like, even if they use that version, I would just be happy to hear a version of Live and Learn in the film. Whether or not this was actually for Sonic 3 is unknown, though.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. It just you need to have something in there pertaining to that. But, like, whether or not this actually was for Sonic 3, it's not entirely known. They could have just hashtagged it Sonic 3 because it's very wise to hashtag it as Sonic 3. Like, because that's the current thing. Makes a lot of sense. It's probably the big hype beast of the Sonic franchise this year. So yeah, if you were putting out a Sonic thing, you would probably want to tag it up as Sonic 3. But again, it's unknown what this was ever actually for. However, yeah, Bentley Jones did say on June 27th of this year that they've made numerous attempts at kind of coming back onto the Sonic franchise because they do love Sonic. But while it's not like Sega have cut their ties with them, it's more that like there are collaborators that alienate them every single time. There's a lot of like backstabbing, a lot of bad behavior and stuff like that. And we do kind of loosely have some confirmation of some of this, which I'll go on to in a bit. But one of the people that Bentley Jones has accused of being very toxic was Richard Jacques. Apparently, Richard Jacques sent Bentley a string of abusive emails when it was confirmed that Bentley Jones would be working on the main theme for Sonic and All-Stars Racing. I think Richard Jacques wanted to work on that because they worked on the rest of the soundtrack, but he was pretty bitter that Bentley Jones was chosen. So, yeah, that's something fun.
This actually does not sound too far off for Richard Jacques.
We'll go into that in a bit. I've got something planned.
Okay. One of the things that I wanted to mention about this Live and Learn cover, there's a lyric visualizer video that's on Bentley Jones's channel.
Yep.
And yeah, it really does seem like this was like heavily hinting that it's related to Sonic 3 because there's a pinned comment saying that it's no longer attached to any projects, studios, or companies. And when you see the visualizer, you see a lot of blue and reds. It's like, okay, yeah, I feel like this is leaning heavily on this probably was supposed to be for Sonic 3. That's probably me just, grasping for anything that could confirm it, but, that's what I've picked up from it.
I guess, yeah, I mean, that's another thing. A lot of people are kind of taking it as gospel that, like, Johnny Gioeli has been kind of very responsive to fan questions about Live and Learn being in the movie. And he's kind of said that, yes, Paramount did buy the rights to that track. Whether or not that means it'll be in the movie or in the marketing is yet to be seen, but Johnny Gioeli seems pretty optimistic. Someone did ask if I Am All of Me would be in the movie, to which he responded, no, they haven't got any of the rights to I Am All of Me, nor have they expressed any interest in I Am All of Me. So I Am All of Me would not be in the film, at least as we understand now. Live and Learn, it could be in the film. It could just be in the trailers, because, I mean, they did the same with Emerald Hill in the trailer for Sonic 2. I hope it's in the movie in some capacity. Whether it is the original... Please put it in the
final battle. Please, just do it.
Yeah, it would be cowardly not to.
It would be nice.
Yeah, while we're...
I agree.
Before we get too deep into...
The thumbnail has a Sonic 3
logo? I still think it's funny,
on.
Look, I was saying earlier, they're going to do
the thumbnail
the initial
does.
sting of Live and Learn.
No, it is
and then
Sonic Adventure.
I Need a Hero.
Oh, shit, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's got the Adventure 2 and Sonic 3 Movie 3 logo.
As I say, it's speculated that this was for Sonic 3, but we don't know. But Richard Jacques has kind of said, like, yeah, it is a real shame that, like, there are people that they looked up to in the industry that turned out to be real donut holes and jackasses towards them when they were working on these projects. And yeah, so Richard Jacques is confirmed to be one of them, but yeah, that's that.
It's a damn shame.
It is. I think I think they've only collaborated with people on the Western side of things. So I think Sonoy and Otani are safe from that, hopefully. But I mean, it's no secret as well that a lot of very talented people are assholes. Like, that's no secret. But
yeah, that is kind of a thing. Like, if you don't find out like right away, then you find out over time that eventually you just hear about like how much of a prick they are. It's
absolutely.
The unfortunate reality that we live in.
Tim Allen, he's Buzz Lightyear, but he's a dick.
And he's a felon.
Wow. But this does bring me over to PowerPoint Party.
He's got something in common with Yuji Naka.
This does bring me over to a PowerPoint Party. Are we guys ready for PowerPoint Party?
Let's go.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
All right. The live stream audiences can already see what's on my screen, but for you guys, I have to enable the screen share. Hey. Where's the fuck is the... Why am I doing a brain fart? All right, here we go. All right.
I was like, shit, we lost it already.
Are you guys watching?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Let me put the music on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, is everyone able to hear everything okay?
Uh.
Are you able to hear the music?
Sorry. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Then we'll begin. Which Sonic musicians are jackasses? By me.
Ooh.
Seems kosher to me. We have the good examples of Sonic musicians, from what I understand. We've got Johnny Gioeli, we've got Bentley Jones, and we've got T-Lopes. And this is just a few examples. I could probably name way more. TJ Davis is apparently lovely. Shota Nakama, who runs like the Sonic Symphony events, seems like a really swell dude. But anyways, why Johnny Gioeli is nice. My buddy Victor McKnight seems to be close with Johnny Gioeli. Victor's a lovely dude, and any friend of Victor is a friend of mine. Johnny Gioeli is notoriously very encouraging towards other artists, often taking time to sing with fans at little events and stuff. So, yeah, really great stuff. He's collaborated with various Sonic fans on projects, such as, you know, things like the SatAM Team Season 3 project. He did the vocals for the main theme, Fastest Thing Alive. And he did Crushing 30s, which is great. And there was one time when Johnny considered selling Crush 40 NFTs, but canned the idea after fan responses. I myself actually sent Johnny a politely worded email detailing the problems with NFTs, and he gave an incredibly kind and understanding response stating that he doesn't want to do any harm to the environment, and he doesn't want any fans feeling betrayed, and so he backed out of any NFT-related projects. So, we really like Johnny. Are we all in agreement? Johnny sounds cool? We like Johnny?
Yeah. Sounds like a stand-up
I took a picture
individual.
with him once at a convention.
Yeah, he's cool. He's great. Why Bentley Jones is nice? My buddy Leo seems to be close with Bentley Jones. Leo is a lovely dude. Any friend of Leo is a friend of mine. He collaborates with various Sonic fans on projects, such as, like it or not, he worked on Sonic Omens, and that's just kind of cool.
Okay.
Bentley Jones.
This is where...
They also
sorry to interrupt, but this is the one time... Like, I will always say this. The song that Bentley Jones worked on for Sonic Omens is probably the best song on that entire game. That's just because of how good it is.
And there were talented people working on that game, regardless of what the leadership was. So, like, we're cool. We're cool, Bentley.
Yeah.
Bentley Jones is also very candid about things, therefore I see little reason to distrust them. And I didn't write it down, but Bentley is the name of the friendly Yeti from Spyro Year of the Dragon, so naturally I trust anyone called Bentley. Bentley is good. Why T-Lopes is nice. I once made a tweet about getting a free pizza. T-Lopes responded to the tweet endorsing my appreciation for the pizza. So we like T-Lopes. He was once one of us, just a fan making Sonic music.
So nice.
Look at him now. But, a little ways down, we've got some criticisms. Granted, I think he may sometimes underestimate the power of quote tweeting things he doesn't like with an audience of his size, be it critics who undervalue his work or otherwise. It could incite dogpiling, but that's just a disagreement in methodology, really. It's not entirely his responsibility. So yes, we do like T. These guys could be somewhere in the middle. We got Jun Senoi and Tomoe Watani. Why Jun Senoi and Tomoe Watani could go either way. They rarely speak English, so we do not know what they are thinking or feeling. Wait, that's racist.
Did the music... What the fuck?
That was perfect.
Why racism is wrong by Channel Park.
I thought the music cut off for a moment, and I'm like, oh, he did that. That was... I don't know how he did that, but that was good.
I did do that. Okay, the origins of racism. Back in the year 1000 BC,
No,
maybe...
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. I don't know
Please
if we
save
can talk about this.
questions for the end of the show.
Did we need to rewind this? I feel like I missed the step. What happened?
Back in the year 1000 BC, maybe there would have been an element of understanding applied to racism. We were a more tribalistic species back then, simply because we were unfamiliar with people outside of our own individual tribes. Imagine you've only ever known your own people, and suddenly someone new comes along and they're a different color. It's an alien concept, to say the least.
You seem like you were, like, granting, like, you were giving them a pass for this. You
well, hold
like
on.
You're playing
hold on.
It's a
nuanced...
Let him cook.
It's a very nuanced discussion. Trust the yes,
Trust the process. Let him cook.
So,
I'm going to get a sandwich.
No, you have to be here! You can't just leave during the presentation! I'll pause this!
I think...
He's gone, isn't he? That
I can already tell there's a lot more going on than just, discussing all. There's more to it. Dylan, what the hell? He's not even here.
We're gonna wait for it, man. We're gonna wait.
I will wait.
Yeah, we're gonna wait.
There's going to be an apology video. Yeah,
we're gonna restart the whole thing over again.
Dylan.
We're gonna restart the whole thing over again.
We don't. I think we're good. We don't need to.
All right. Well, he's missed a really important bit of nuance. He's left before the nuance part. God damn it. I wish Dylan was a good friend.
I wish Dylan was a good friend.
So Frank, how are you doing, man? Like, what's new? How's the wife?
Oh, wife's pretty good. Keeps telling me about, well, she keeps telling me I wish you were a good friend. And I said, yeah, don't get your hopes up.
Fair enough. But wait, I'm not your wife. We've been over this.
No. This is another person. I kind of told them about the whole wish you were a good friend thing, and
really,
and now I hear it from everyone. So I try to come up with new responses every time.
Oh yes, I love being the invasive species. Where's Dylan? Is he back?
I wouldn't really call you an invasive species. Like, if it were possible, you would
I'm
be welcome
literally
here.
British. I'm literally British.
I do not care. I do not care. You would be welcomed here.
Oh, Dylan, we're done with the fucking PowerPoint.
Dylan, on the other hand, had to run away from a discussion, from a PowerPoint. I thought he loved these PowerPoint things.
Yeah, God, typical leftist, am I right? Like,
that is the most unfortunate thing to run from the podcast about.
Well, fine. We'll just go back to the studio for now. We'll just act like it's over. It's cool. We'll get back to it. He's completely derailed my plans. I had something amazing planned, and he's derailed it, that jerk. Well, Shadow Generations, am I right?
Yep. I'm going to love being very angry about the Digital Deluxe Edition, because it's not going to be included with the physical copy, because they do that every single time. I honestly, you know what, Sega, I'm going to put this call out. We're in the same state. Can I play Shadow Generations a little early? I don't need to own the game. I just want to know how it plays.
Can I
know
also,
how to contact me? There are employees at Sega who follow me on Twitter. Come on, like I'm not that hard to get a hold of.
As a future anti-racism advocate, you'll see in the PowerPoint, I think I should also get a copy. That's the thing, is he left at the point where I was about to advocate against racism, and now we have to wait in this limbo.
Let's do it.
All right, okay, fine, yeah, let's go. Okay, right, here we go. All right, music. Where's the music? Okay, right. All right, so we've talked about how I could understand why racism might exist in the year 100,000 BC. Not sure why that couldn't just be resolved with a simple conversation even back then, but regardless, that's how it be. That's how it was.
I feel like, just really quick, I feel like that's a language barrier thing. I mean, I wonder how it'd probably be difficult to communicate that.
Well, just like, because they were cavemen and shit. Just do like a series of gentle, Don't go with the, go with the, Anyways.
Yeah, but could be something else to like a different group and
please
incredibly
save
offensive.
Theories for the end of the presentation. Why
Fair
racism
enough,
is wrong.
Wait.
Well, like, as I say, we're well aware that people exist beyond our own tribes, so there's no reason to fear what isn't an inherently unknown concept. At the end of the day, I'd like for people to be nice to me, so I intend to, in turn, be as nice to others as I can. Unless it turns out that that person is unkind, but then it has nothing to do with where they're from, so love wins. Anyways, back to the point. Yeah, these guys are awesome. I don't know anything negative about either of them. But now for the bad ones.
I haven't heard a bad thing about them.
This asshole. This is Richard Jacques.
What a sinister image.
I'll let Richard Jacques do the talking here. So, this was on the day that T. Lopes and Jin Senoi released their cover of Can You Feel the Sunshine, which obviously Richard Jacques composed. He said, "It's a shame that T. Lopes' music did such a bad job and a bad arrangement, whilst failing to credit the songwriter and singer and vocal arranger for his own personal social media likes. Absolutely shameful. Using other people's creativity for your own personal gain is disgraceful." So yeah, Richard Jacques is a jackass, you might say.
Like we all know that he did like it was a cover. We all know the original song. Like what does he mean?
So here's the thing. Didn't Sega like pay for that stuff?
Yeah, they wanted it.
Don't they own the rights to it?
They wanted it.
Don't they own the rights to that specific music? Also, I think there might have been one other thing that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just a courtesy.
Towards.
They would say like, "Oh, the original composition," but
I guess so. But like, once you sign that away, it ain't yours anymore. There's another who could be in that list, in that very small list of assholes who work in the industry. Hunted P.
Yes, no, 100%. Yeah, no, absolutely, because yeah, how Hunted P treated Emmy Jones.
Yep. What prick.
Yeah, like the whole like, oh, if you can't pay me, give me sexual favors. That's fucked up, dude. Like that is fucked.
Dude, seriously, like how fucking slimy is that shit?
Yeah, that was the shit that got me. Is like I could really care less about the whole Sega don't pay me because I didn't read the contract properly bullshit. Like whatever, I think everyone should get their fair pay, but like when you're fucking coming at a fan demanding sexual favors because they couldn't pay you what you thought you were going to get paid based on estimations of monetization, then like you could just go fuck yourself, you dirty bastard. God damn it.
I really wish the music. I wish Knuckles, like music in all the Knuckles levels. I wish they had lyrics.
I wish Hunted P was a good friend. I wish Richard Jacques was a good friend.
A good person. I wish Richard Jacques was a good person. They don't even have to be a friend.
It's also a shame because, I mean, yes, Richard Jacques is a very talented composer. But I'll say this, like, who are you to be acting up this way? Like, I couldn't even understand it if it was June doing this kind of shit, but, like, it's not like you composed Escape from the City, is it? Like, let's calm down here, Richard Jacques.
I don't think anybody is given a free pass on that, and
no
I know
one
there's going to be a lot of people that I know there's going to be a lot of people riding them on that. I'm just going to say you could ride them on that all you want, just don't do tricks on it.
But that's the thing is he wouldn't get a free pass if he did compose Escape from the City. He'd just get a slightly less expensive pass.
Oh, and Bad Nick Mechanic has the right idea. There's a lot of other things that you could criticize Hunted P for.
Oh, it goes on. Well, maybe that would be a good time to get our call-in visitor in. What are we thinking?
Sounds good. By the way, I'm blocked by him. I that's a badge of honor. Fuck you, Hunted P.
I thought you were about to say you're blocked by Bad Nick Mechanic.
Bad Nick Mechanic.
Yeah, I was like, well, this is gonna be awkward.
That'd be hilarious. I was like, I must have said something messed up.
Tell you what, Bad Nick Mechanic. Once you block Gotta Be Frank and send me evidence of it, I'll let you in.
No, please don't. Please don't block me. I meant for Hunted P. Hunted P is.
I wish Bad Nick Mechanic was a good friend, and he would do as I said in this case. Okay,
Mechanic is a great friend.
Being a good friend is doing as you say.
We've got our very first call-in person. So, please welcome Bad Nick Mechanic. You are on the air. Welcome back to Sunset City.
How's it going?
How's it going?
It's not bad. I'm melting away because it's so hot today in the UK.
It is a bit too warm. A lot of Americans would mock us because they'll be like,
they would.
Just 30 degrees, but it's like, I want you guys to keep in mind that our buildings in the UK are designed to keep heat in. Because
that's bad. I hate being hot.
Look, somebody a long time ago decided, well, we live in America, we need to make our houses keep the bears and the geese away. That's fine, we can make them out of wood. Someone in the UK said, but what if giants are real? Oh shit, we need to make them out of stone and iron and things that retain heat.
That would have been pretty useful if giants were real.
The dragons are real. Have you not seen the Welsh flag?
They are.
Yeah, they can't just lie about that.
Yeah.
So, I had to go and do the conversion. 30 degrees is 86 degrees Fahrenheit. That's still very uncomfortable. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's hot.
I totally understand where you guys are coming from.
I'm not exactly thriving.
I mean,
it's not good.
I don't think I would survive over there. It just sounds
like 82 Fahrenheit here, and I don't like it very much.
We don't. Although crazy, I think it was either last year or 2 years ago. The temperature actually hit 40 degrees in one part of the UK.
Oh my god!
To give you an idea as to how hot that was, and you can look this up later. I don't know, maybe somebody can link it into a chat. an entire English village got destroyed because of a fire that was caused by the temperature. Literally, an entire street just got wiped out.
That was 104 Fahrenheit. I was dealing with that last week in Vegas.
Dude, one of my friends
look at me, I'm Frank.
In Texas, and they're always saying that it's like just absurd temperatures. I'm like, I'm so glad that I don't exist in a place where it's that hot. That would be literal hell.
Well, Dave, now that you've
hot. Like I'm always like hotter than normal. I don't know why.
Well, Dave, now that you've successfully talked about the weather, what's on your mind? What can we do for you? What are you in the calling queue for today, my esteemed pal?
Actually, I've no idea, to be honest. I just wanted to have a good day out. But
then get out.
No,
we've got so many other callers ready.
We don't mean to make fun of our potential callers. It's just, it's funny sometimes.
It was hotter than the Sahara Desert. Oh my god.
I actually think it would be great if we did roast future callers, but that's we'll figure. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
I suppose I should talk about Sonic and Shadow Generations, but I'm still on the camp of I just don't really care about it, and it's kind of weird. Like when you guys were talking about how Justin, I think it was Justin, said, "Don't worry, guys, there's more than 3 stages," and I was laughing because most of the criticisms, including the one that I did, which got a bit of traction, was yes, there's 4 stages.
Well, yeah, there's the boss fight with the Bio Lizard.
I mean, if we're counting acts, let's say every stage has 2 acts or whatever.
I mean, I just kind of don't. I don't really get what's currently going on with Sonic and Shadow Generations anyway, because it's just so weird. Like the marketing for it as well at the moment. Like I remember when I was on here last time, we talked about Generations and how when Generations was coming out, they showed a lot of that. There was almost no surprises, but part of the reason for that was because for the past, was it 20 years, fans were, well, not 20 years, but 10 years, once Sonic Adventure came out, people were doing that whole, oh, what if they remade Green Hill in 3D? What if they remade Chemical Plant in Green Hill? And the whole point of Generations was, well, guys, we're finally doing it. Here's Green Hill in 3D. Here's Sky Sanctuary in 3D. Yeah, it was awesome. And the whole point of Shadow Generations is we're going to go back and explore his painful history that he said he got over, but he hasn't really. Hey guys, but we must keep all the stages a secret. It's no, that's the whole point. Show me the glimpses of what I'm getting. That's where the excitement's going to be. Surely.
I don't know though. I like having some surprises.
Also, with a project where we don't know how long it is as well, is something that's it would be good to know the full stage list. That way people can stop guessing if it's 2 hours long or not. I
mean, it is my conspiracy theory that Shadow Generations was supposed to be DLC for Sonic Frontiers. Because with some very basic edits, you can really easily turn this into potentially DLC for Sonic Frontiers.
I mean, even down to the open zone element as well.
Yeah, well, they're definitely taking cues from.
Well, it isn't just that. The whole plot of it, the opening plot of it is whilst Time Eater is screwing around with Sonic and Classic Sonic, it's also having an impact on Shadow. Well, you can with one very obvious plot element, you can change it. Shadow also arrived on Skyfall Islands and gets zapped into the cyberspace area, and there you go, you've got the exact same storyline.
Well, I mean, the thing I would say though is that Sonic Frontiers is already a good game.
Debatable.
I have opinions
debatable
about that.
It doesn't need another
I'm with you on that.
Well,
I think it's fine now.
No, I'm fucking around. Generations was already a good game, but what I'm liking about this is it's an opportunity to revisit the events of Sonic Generations through a different perspective, meaning that we've got a chance to revisit this story and actually do something with it this time. And that's what I've been kind of saying, is I feel like Sonic X Shadow Generations is really giving Sonic Generations more kind of what it needed while still preserving the appeal of the original by expanding its plot up through a different perspective. Holy fuck, I don't care that you got a loud car engine, guy. I'm trying to record a podcast here.
Who is it? Is it Dom?
It's not Dom. Dom doesn't have a car. I don't have a car. None of us have a car.
You just went to somebody with a car and was like, hey, can you do me a favor?
No, but you just sometimes get these little twinkle dick motherfuckers outside revving up their cars. Like, okay, buddy, I get it. Good on you.
Oh, yeah. Dude, there's a dude with a motorcycle that lives near my house, and dude's always out there revving that shit up. Like,
well, that's different, though, because that's different because it's you that affects, not me, so I don't really care about that.
I have somebody who there's somebody who's like 1 or 2 buildings down that does the same thing, and it's really obnoxious. I'm so sick of it.
Kill them.
Oh, you know what I've been doing lately? What I finally finished. I finally cleaned my room, but this is a good thing because I now have all my Sonic action figures in my display case.
Yo,
nice.
I learned something today. I learned something the last week.
That your Rouge the Bat figure actually does fit in the jar?
Oh, that's a joke.
You don't want to fuck Rouge. The last time we were here, you were in denial about it.
I know, but I did do a joke in my last video, and I was thinking about you when I said
I need to allot the time to watch it, because the thing with me is, I usually watch long form content when I go to bed, and then I sleep, and that's the problem. I want to watch it while awake. So that's the plan.
Yeah, you need to watch it when you're awake and click on every single advert that pops up.
It's just that, you know, you're a friend of mine, so you're a comforting thing to hear as I sleep. I feel safe, you know. Like that's the main thing.
I started to fill up my display case with all my Jack-specific Sonic figures, and they look awesome. They look really, really cool. But the thing is, I've started to realize that there's a bunch of figures I don't own, so I've been trying to buy them all up. And I foolishly decided I'm going to put the few Sonic Prime figures I've got in the display case as well, because I don't like them as much, and they're a lot more expensive. Holy crap, the prices of Sonic Prime figures have skyrocketed in the last week.
Wait, really? Because they went down for a bit, and now they've come back up?
It kind of depends. If you want Mr. Dr. Eggman, you can't give him away. He's, like, really cheap everywhere.
I figured.
I think Rusty Rose, however, is also really cheap, even though I think she's one of the best figures. It's so cool.
Agree.
It's a robot Amy Rose, what's not to like? And
Rusty Rose was like one of the better parts of Sonic Prime.
And oh dear, I'm gonna say this now. Rouge is also very cheap.
Yeah, but she's a little less revealing. Like, you know, why go for hot dogs when you got steak at home? You know, like.
But do you want to know how much Shadow is currently going for? Unboxed?
Oh come on! Of course he's going for a lot because Shadow, it like that's the thing.
Year of Shadow.
But there's that, and it's also just like the Prime Shadow figure. It doesn't have any Prime paraphernalia on it. It's just big Shadow.
Do you want to know what other figure is also really expensive now? And you're probably going to be in shock when you hear this.
Dr. Deep.
Sonic.
I mean, again, like, the thing is...
He's got different styles, right?
Well, there's that, but also he's Big Sonic.
Sort of, but it's like the first wave Sonic Prime figure.
So he's just got the red shoes.
Sonic. Yeah, with the red shoes. He's really hard to find, and
I think
the prices
what's happening
of him are really going up.
I think what's happening there is it's only Prime fans that are buying things like the Rouge figure or the Rusty Rose or whatever. Like, people that love Sonic Prime would buy those, whereas people that just like Sonic in general are going to be more interested in like a Sonic or a Shadow because they're bigger than the typical Jakks Pacific wave and they're higher quality and they've got more articulation to them. So I can kind of understand why those are the ones.
Shadow is a little bit weird because Shadow figures, I've noticed, always sell very, very well. Like, they're very difficult to find, and there was only one Shadow figure, I think, in the retailer box, so there is that as well. But Shadow wasn't that different. He's not really that different from the standard Shadow figure.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's why I think it's more in demand, because it's just big Shadow.
What I'm getting at as well is, around the time this figure came out, there was other Shadow figures as well being released by Jakks Pacific. So if you wanted a Shadow figure, it was like, well, you could get the Sonic Prime one, or you could get the standard one, which is a lot cheaper and comes with accessories. And honestly, if I was buying them both at the time, I'd probably go with the standard one. But for some reason, the Sonic Prime ones are now really expensive.
I personally would go for the standard one as well, because I've got a Sonic display, like, and I've got lots of different Jakks-specific figures on there, so I like to have them be to scale. If I didn't care about scale, I'd probably go for the Prime one, purely because it's a bit bigger, a bit more robust, has more articulation, so I could still get it. I still get why that is, you know.
And there's 3 other figures as well, which are really expensive at the moment, just because of how difficult they are to find. And 2 of them, I think you might go, how? But this is the world we live in now. Super Shadow, a boxed one, £120.
That's bound to be reproduced, though. Like
it hasn't been. It came out just prior to 2020 lockdown, and it's never been remade.
They absolutely will eventually, though. Like they always.
Well, I just find it baffling because it's a Super Shadow figure. It would print money.
Yeah, especially with the movie coming up.
Yeah, I think Mephiles
with
is
Shadow Generations, like
quite hard to
get money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe he'll go Super in Shadow Generations as well. I didn't think about that.
Fortunately, I was able to get an unboxed one for a very cheap price of £20. However, his nose has snapped off, so he currently has no nose. But
how does he
really
smell?
Tell when you... Well, the thing is, his nose is actually the same as virtually every standard Sonic figure. So if I wanted to, I could get a second one, and I could perform a nose job on him.
No, you know what you should do? That'd be really funny. Take Amy's nose and put it on his. Give him a tiny nose.
I could do that.
So,
I could just write it with a ballpoint pen. But the other things which are really expensive, Jet the Hawk, just because he was never released in Europe, he's also quite expensive now and very difficult to find.
All right, fair enough.
The one figure which is, he costs £50 and his RRP is £6. Ball Hog.
Ball Hog.
What, the little round
ball hog?
Yeah, he's only been released at Walmart, and nobody can find him anywhere.
Is that the larger one that's like a money bank? Because I've got a little ball hog that came with my Death Egg robot.
No, not that one. No, the robot ball hog.
Like the little pig.
Oh,
the
ball
pig
hog.
from,
My bad. Okay, yeah. Okay, sorry. I thought you were saying ball hog, like a Sonic.
Holy crap.
Little...
Yeah, he's really difficult to find. He's never been released in the UK. He's not been released anywhere outside of Europe. Outside of the US.
I found a listing for almost $50.
Yeah,
it's odd that my place where I usually get my fix, where they usually hook a brother up, is a shop called The Entertainer. It's a place that closes on Sundays because they're quite religious. The owners of this place are quite religious, and I noticed that they never did Mephiles. They did all of them, but they never did Mephiles, and I'm thinking maybe that might have to do with the Christianity thing. I have no idea.
Oh, you know what? I would not be surprised.
They are really strange because when Jazzwares had the license, they were really strict with we're not stocking anything magic related. And then, of course, the Harry Potter movies came out, and suddenly it was making millions of pounds and dollars, so they quickly changed that. But what was really funny is, at the time, they were stocking all of the Sonic Jazzwares stuff, but they didn't stock silver, and I think it's because they interpreted his psychokinetic powers as magic.
Oh my god! Oh, I'm just looking at. I'm looking at The Entertainer right now, and they are selling Infinite. They are selling Infinite there. But it's quite funny because I remember I actually bought my Infinite from The Entertainer.
The guy working... They draw the line at the literal devil, but they have this guy who's stupidly comically evil.
The guy at the counter, though, he was a Sonic fan. Really cool guy, by the way. But it was funny. He was like, Infinite. He pronounced it Infinite for some reason. And he was like, oh, this one's selling out really fast. You did a good job getting this. I was like, oh, thanks, man. Like, yeah, I like Infinite quite a bit. I was like, yeah, well, it's obviously very popular because Sonic Forces. I personally have a Sonic Mania display up with Mighty Ray, and so I was like, enjoy your fucking classic Sonic bullshit, mate. Fuck off. I didn't actually say that. I didn't actually.
It's just seething.
Quite funny. I'm going away with my Infinite figure while he's all like, Mighty and Ray.
At least that's not as bad as one line I've had said to me by someone working in B&M.
Okay.
Do you remember when the Death Egg robot toy came out and everybody wanted it? Like, there was like a mass trying to find it because it was so cool. And there was a rumor that apparently B&M had it. But it wasn't in every store yet. So you were going around all the different stores, and Hull at the time had about 4 different B&Ms. So I'd gone to all of them and they didn't have it. I went to the last one, And I was just walking down the aisles and I was like, oh, they haven't got it here either. And then somehow I just saw it and I quickly grabbed it. And I was like, oh my God, I've got it. It's in my hands. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. And I went to the checkout and there was a woman serving and she was quite a young woman. And she said, she does that thing that checkout people do where they go, hi, cash your card. I was like, oh, God.
And then you're like, are you coming on to me?
And so I paid the thing, and she sort of picked it up and looked at it and said, oh, not seen that before. I said, no, it's only just come out, apparently. And she said, oh, is it for your son?
Oh.
Oh,
No,
don't do
that's,
that.
That's
Actually,
for me. That's for me.
I did think of something else.
Oh.
I remember...
Well,
that is
find
kind of
you
an
attractive
awkward
anymore.
I remember when I went to pick up my Chaos figure from Smith's Toys. The lady behind the counter says, oh, I don't remember Sonic ever looking like that. I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's not Sonic. That's a different guy. I was like, what a weird Sonic that is, huh? I was like, yeah, weird looking Sonic indeed.
I have
Thank you.
Some people just are like they're not able to recognize that there's more than one character in a franchise.
No, but bless her, she
So
was
like,
nice.
This is from Sonic, and they're like, oh, it's Sonic.
Oh, but did I tell? Oh, I tweeted about this. I don't know if you saw. But, okay, so I watch Sonic X with my housemates. Two of us are Sonic fans. One of us is not. So this is kind of his introduction to Sonic. And he's really enjoying it. He's stuck with it through the first season. We're now on the second. And it's funny. When Sonic first went Super, he goes, oh, so that's how Sonic becomes Tails. And he's shitting about. He's shitting about. Like, he does shit about all the time. He thinks Knuckles is a pangolin, Amy is a mouse, and he named Dr. Robotnik Bertram because he couldn't remember his name. And he named he named Big the Cat Jumbo, which I found really fun. But
that's pretty close. That's pretty.
Yeah,
he
had the right idea.
Call it whatever.
Yeah, no, it's just been it's very funny watching someone who has never been into Sonic before, never really been into games, to be honest. Just watching Sonic X and just kind of digesting it. And we're watching the Japanese version as well, so just so everyone knows, we're watching the good one. But he's enjoying it. Like, you know, he has said that he does enjoy it. He finds it pretty charming. So that's quite nice to see, is like, you know, Sonic X is accessible to newcomers.
The one thing as well with prowling the toy shops trying to find the newest Sonic figures is I'm actually quite surprised at how many kids are buying these things. Because literally every time I go in there now, I'll be walking around clutching the newest figure with this, it's my precious. And there's almost always some kid walking around with the same figure, or, you know, another Sonic figure that they want to buy, and it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's not just me buying these things. I sort of feel bad now for buying the last one of these figures, but no, I don't. It's awesome.
Survival of the fittest, man.
It reminds me of when I used to go and buy Pokemon cards, realizing that it's like, this is a franchise that's kind of aimed at younger children, and yet I'm like a grown adult buying this shit. But it's like, you know, honestly, whatever. A hobby is a hobby. I mean, as long as you're not hurting anyone, it's all good.
They say that, but if you look at who's apparently going to be turning up at Smith's next week, it's Neo Metal Sonic. You know, the popular Sonic character who last appeared in Sonic Heroes from 2003.
Actually, he appeared in the IDW, Angel Island.
No one cares.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the IDW, of course, sir. Of course.
Yes, no, IDW. I forgot. I forgot the issue of the IDW. Yeah, I see. Yeah, your average fan is not gonna go out of their way. Maybe somebody who's like super deep into the franchise, probably.
Did I ever tell you boys? Sorry, go on.
Yeah, the thing that sort of cemented for me the whole people below a certain age have no idea who these characters are was years ago I had a stall at a Comic Con, and it was the Humber Comic Con, and it was out in the middle of nowhere, so people had to literally get a bus or drive to it because there was nothing around it. And I barely sold anything for the whole thing, and my table was full of Sonic merch, and I had loads of GE Entertainment plushies, and I was really overconfident, thinking, if somebody sees this plush I've got here, I've got a plush of Chaos, somebody's going to buy this, I can charge a lot of money for this, and I'll be rich, and it'll be great. And within 10 minutes of opening, all the kids saw that there was a Sonic table, and they came running over. and there was some saying, "Do you have any shadow stuff? Do you have any shadow stuff?" I was like, "Oh no, sorry, I don't have any shadow merch." And this one child who couldn't have been more than 10 years old picks up Chaos, the plush of Chaos, the only time he's ever been made into a plush, and he's looking at it, and he's sort of really confused, and he looks to his mum and looks at the plush and says out loud, "Who's this?" So I said,
Ow.
"That's Chaos," thinking he would twig. And then I said, the bad guy from Sonic Adventure? And at that, the kid looks up at me and looks back at the plush and says, "Never heard of him," and throws him back on the table and walks away.
Now, in fairness, that doesn't mean that kids don't know who these characters are. This just means that kids in the Humberside area are complete dicks.
Oh, it does. It does. It's scientific evidence.
Yeah, that's... Everyone knows who Chaos is. My nephew, who hasn't even been born yet, knows who fucking Chaos is. He doesn't even exist. He's not gonna be born. My sister's in a homosexual relationship, so there will be no kid.
The thing is, though, I've kind of heard something similar to this before. I've just never had it experienced it on the same way as that day did. You know Sven Jocelyn, who runs Sonic Stadium? He used to work at a website called Spong.com. It's now closed down and gone. You can't find it anymore. But he told the story of when he was writing I think it was a preview of one of the new Sonic games that was coming out, and he took it to his editor, and his editor said, "Look, you can cut some of this because it's not really needed." And he said, "Why?" And he said, "Well, and he said, look, I can tell that you're a Sonic fan because you know the names of these characters. No one else who's not a Sonic fan doesn't know who these characters are and doesn't care. So you don't need to write them in every single paragraph."
I just thought of one more thing though. When that kid was like, "Who's this?" you should have said, "You fool! That's Chaos, God of Destruction."
I know.
That would have made when
scare the kid off. Scare him off.
Security. I actually thought about there was a video going around of the ending of the Sonic 2 movie when they revealed Shadow, and then you hear a kid go,
"Is that Sonic EXE?
Is that Sonic?" Yes.
That's
fake,
what I was
thinking of. I'm like,
that's fake.
Oh,
that's fake, man.
Oh, that was fake.
God, I hope so.
That's fake.
God,
like, there's no
so.
way. If you know what Sonic EXE is,
so.
you know what Shadow is. Like, that's fake.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of stupid Roblox shit that I feel like kids probably could just find, and then they'd be like, "Oh, this is what Sonic is."
Also, for the record,
Sonic,
for the record, Dave, on an ordinary day, if we had anyone else in the call-in queue, you'd get like 5 minutes to chat. But like, since there's no one else, and since you're kind of already my friend, why don't you stick around for the super chats as well? Unless someone goes in the call. In the queue, sorry. If someone else goes in the queue,
someone asked me a question earlier, and I'm not sure what it is. Why is capturing Sonic and crew good in Sonic Adventure 2 from CMJ? I don't really know what you mean by that, but if you elaborate, I might try and answer that. I just saw it earlier, and it's been bugging me for ages.
Yeah, I don't have any idea what that means.
I'm guessing it's probably something to do with my video I did, but I genuinely don't know what you mean
by
that. But I'll try and
answer
answer that.
The big SA2 video. Maybe that's what
that said. While kids may not know who these characters are, I just want to get the message out there. Paramount, don't let that stop you. They might not know who they are, but they still like them.
Oh yeah, they will still like them.
Oh, don't worry, they're gonna know them after Paramount's finished because we're gonna get the Shadow the Hedgehog TV special. We're gonna
they already know who Shadow is.
Oh, we're gonna get so many specials.
There's not gonna be a single one about a girl. There'll be no girl Sonic characters.
Paramount's like, no girls allowed.
No girls allowed.
Except
literally
for
like
human girls.
Like this podcast, no girls allowed.
Girl.
We're gonna get the preview. TV
yeah, and she also gets shot in the fucking face.
We don't know that for sure.
Longclaw got shot in the
Maria
fucking
TV
face.
show.
No, we don't know that.
Longclaw got shot in the
Maria
face.
Robotnik show or something.
Not
We get like the Maddie TV show, but
the TV show,
but a good.
The TV show is called Target Practice, and it's all about Maria Robotnik. Her head just floats around the screen, and you have to shoot it with a Nerf gun.
That's kind of cool.
Put it in arcades.
I guess.
Well, I don't know why. I've just looked at the screen of the KFC bucket, and I've just had a really, really ghoulish thought of a weird inline character arc joke of Sonic coming into the living room and Knuckles is there tucking into KFC, and he just has a flashback of Longclaw.
That's really upsetting. Holy shit! Can you imagine what is that? Oh, chicken. That's pretty close to owl.
Just because we don't have a huge amount of time left, shall we go through super chats?
Sure.
Let us do that.
Okay. Dave, you want in on reading super chats too?
Yeah, that's fine.
Hell yeah. All right then.
The mailbag.
Then you start us off, and then it'll go Garrulus, then it'll go me, then it'll go Frank. We'll do it in that order. Okay, so Barker.
Okay. Imagine Rhea. Oh, yeah.
Who sent it, and how much did they send?
Yeah, it's been a long time, and I'm very hot.
That's what she said.
No, she didn't. Not when I told her I was buying, not when I told her I was buying the Death Egg robot toy for me.
I need to tell you guys.
Dude, I would have just been like, "Yup."
Yeah,
KB donates
she fumbled. She fumbled.
$4.99. Imagine Rhea and Uranus just randomly being the remaining stages in Shadow Generations.
It's a fun little game. I mean, to be fair, I would be interested to see a reinvention of that island aesthetic. Like, how would you make that into, like, a linear level? I suppose you'd make use of, like, the Uranus Temple, maybe make use of the towers. You could do some cool shit, actually, but,
God, this goes to show just how much I don't care about Sonic Forces. I didn't realize... I totally
you got the wrong fucking game.
Islands.
You got the wrong fucking game, for starters. That's not Sonic Forces.
It's okay,
Sonic Forces, it's Frontiers. Look, it's very hot today.
Sonic F.
You know what? I don't blame you for that, because I've done the same thing. Every time I've said Frontiers, I've caught myself nearly saying Forces. Also,
I do that every time.
If you look in the if they make that like a linear level for Shadow Generations, you can look off in the background and see Kronos Island.
Just make it all one island. Just admit it. Just balls out, admit it. Like,
balls out, admit it.
And like, you're next, Dylanus. Barker.
Just put a new patch in the game. Like when you go into Rhea Island, the game just goes, "We got nothing."
I mean, there's that one Robotnik voice log where he refers to them as 3 piddly islands, and then later in the game, well, in the Final Horizon update, there's a point where Robotnik says, the 4 islands. So it's like they still didn't quite make it to 5.
And then if you do the one glitch to just fly over everything, you can see it's all on the same island.
Well, yeah, there's also like if you use any of the flight thingies on New Uranus or whatever, like you can see the outline of where Kronos would be on that map, which is kind of interesting. You can see it in the water, but beside the point, I think they had to at least say 4, because there's no way you can claim that Rhea Island is separate from Kronos when you can literally see it clear as day.
And then if you're able to get to it, it has like the collision for the ground, so you can run on it.
Yeah. Dylan, you prick.
What? Oh. We have Mr. Terry Chaos, the £2. Nah, sod it. Give them tiny hands. It'd be hilarious.
In reference to the rant about Sonic characters having hands that are too big.
About small hands.
They have jumbo franks for fingers.
God, do you ever talk about anything other than yourself?
Jumbo hot dogs. Does that work? Is that better for you?
Yes. Burger. Oh, it's my turn. Mr. Terry Chaos with the £2. Horribly detailed human hands. Show some guts, Sega. Well, showing the details on the hands would be showing guts, because guts are in the stomach, not the hands, you silly, silly Terry. Thank you for the £2 super chat. Burger.
I like that we're going to come back to this. KB with the $4.99 freedom dollars. What if it was pronounced Hydro Skibbity Zone? That actually hurts to type. That actually hurt to say. I don't understand the whole Skibbity toilet thing. I don't understand it.
Right. Quickly go around the table. Okay.
What is there to understand?
I don't get it.
Dave, did you hear Dylan say ancients earlier?
Yes, I did.
All right, let's have a little vote. Okay, Frank, Do you think Dylan says ancients incorrectly?
You just said it the same way I
Shut
did.
the fuck up! Do you think...
You
Frank.
just literally said it.
Shut up! Frank, do you think that...
you mean how he says ancient?
Yeah, do you think that Dylan says ancients incorrectly?
I think it's bizarre. I've only ever heard it from him.
Okay, I'm gonna take that as a yes.
I'm a one-of-a-kind person. That's why.
Dave, does Dylan say ancients incorrectly?
I mean, I'm sure it's perfectly fine if you also say I'm off to play my xylophone in the morning.
You fucking stupid bitch, Dylan.
That's how it should be pronounced. X is a cool letter.
Xylophone.
X is a cool letter, but that doesn't sound right. That sounds really weird.
I think it sounds.
You mean xylophone? But then yes,
that would only work if you put a hyphen.
Well, Dave, there's another super chat from Mr. Tuteri Chaos.
Mr. Terry Chaos, £2. It's Hydro Kitty. Meow. Meow.
I would prefer Hydro Kitty Zone.
And we got a few more I need to copy paste. Alright, and there. Okay, we're in. Alright, Dylan Burger.
Oh, Pup's gonna laugh at this one. Ready? Seaman with the $2.99 Australian dollary dues. Oh, you didn't laugh. Alright, I was wrong.
What was it?
I'm laughing.
What's the matter?
I said Seaman. You always laugh when I say that.
What's funny about Seaman?
There's a
I know
scene,
you can't. You're not even saying that with a straight face. You can't. You're like, I know you're smiling already.
I'm not smiling.
I can't stick around.
I got nothing to fucking smile. I got nothing to smile about because Seaman couldn't stick around.
I can hear it.
I'm not. No, you can't. You cannot fucking hear a smile. Okay, you can't.
You can.
You may think you're psychic.
That's just made me chuckle. KB in the comments, Pokemon XY-lophone.
Thank you for that, KB.
Now that's funny. Nothing funny about fucking Seaman, you immature. All right, Borger. It's me turn. My turn. It's my turn. Mr. Terry Chaos, back again with the £2. Thank you, Terry. Shadow TV show. He does the roller derby.
Son of a bitch.
It would make...
Okay, wait, that's awesome.
To be fair, that makes way more sense than Knuckles and bowling, because he already has roller
They would
derbies.
have... You know the
bowling ball.
They would have one of the former gun agents do it, unless they've been killed.
You mean Jim Gun Agent?
Figure that out. Did they? Yeah, Jim Gun Agent. Speaking of, are the two former gun agents dead?
No.
I hope so.
Kid Cudi actually responded saying, "You haven't seen the last of Agent Mason." I'm so fucking excited about that, guys.
Are you sure?
I'm so fucking excited. I can't stress enough how fucking excited I am for more of Ancient. Fuck!
I always thought that like
Agent Mason. Fuck you,
My
Dylan.
assumption is that like because the rings didn't really go anywhere and they kind of touch tips, that they go nowhere, that they vanish.
They went to the void.
What?
They went to the void from Sonic Prime, and now they can access the other shadow spaces. So when you get the Sonic Prime IDW comics, you'll see Agent Mason show up. I can't say Agent anymore. You fucking did this, Dylan. Fuck you. All right.
Ancient.
Read your super chat already.
Agent Mason. Agent Mason. Okay, there we go. All right.
This is classic high school bully behavior.
Well, maybe don't be so fucking bullyable then. God.
Are you blaming me for the bullying?
Victim blaming.
Yeah, fuck you. You're literally Millhouse. Anyway.
That's not fair. You can't say that to me.
Frank Borker.
With two L's with $1.99. Any tips for making YouTube voiceovers sound natural? That's not my wheelhouse. That's you guys.
What? No, you do voiceovers.
If you script something, it's always going to be a little bit tough. But you need to just read it over and over and over again until you can do it without looking at it. Then it'll sound more normal.
They say to make them sound natural. That's not me.
So as it happens, I'm attending Sonic Comic Con later this year, and I'm actually doing a panel on being a Sonic tuber.
About that. I know
no, Pop doesn't know anything about
this.
it. He definitely wasn't involved in conversation.
If I get a job and I can afford to go, I'll go and I'll be on the panel with you because I want to do this. But like, finances are getting in the way. I was invited.
I have been actually thinking about what to include on this, and there isn't anything specifically about that, but as some basic stuff, I would say audio is way more important, ironically, than video is when you're doing videos. I know it sounds contradictory, but it really, really is. So you kind of want a decent microphone, but you don't have to really break the bank. Like a Blue Yeti is fine for YouTube videos if all you're doing is talking like we are right now. Unless you're really doing something like movie grade videos or recording like singing or stuff which you might want to publish on something like Spotify, then maybe you want to get a microphone that's more professionally graded. But something like a Blue Yeti USB microphone is fine. To make the actual audio itself sound better, you can just treat it in something like Audacity. I know it kind of gets frowned upon because it's free and it isn't the greatest thing ever, but
don't listen to those wealthy douchebags.
Yeah, honestly,
take advantage of what you got.
It's fine, and there's tons of tutorials out there for basically doing basic stuff. Like one of the big things is removing clicks from the sound of your voice. There's plenty of tools that you can download and install that will help remove those.
I use Audacity as well, but
yeah, there's stuff like it's really hard to explain because it's like by now all I have is literally everything set up in a macro, and I just click that and then listen to it back and think, yeah, that's fine. But literally anything, if you just get like any kind of like, well, let's go with Audacity. Like if you just look up on YouTube tutorials for treating your audio in Audacity, you will find tons of basic steps to do that, and literally just do it with some samples that you've got, and when you think something sounds okay, just go with that.
Also, just on the subject of mics, I want to mention I made it to 80k subscribers before getting a decent microphone. I used a £15 gaming headset to record my audio and would then just edit the audio a little bit in Audacity to make it sound nicer. But now I use a secondhand Focusrite, which I think cost Gilly the Kid like $40, I think. And
that's not bad.
This one serves me well. I really love my Focusrite. So, but the thing with sounding natural is if you're trying to sound natural, you won't sound natural. It comes naturally. But just start off with what's comfortable to you. Say it in a way that makes you feel comfortable. Whether it sounds natural or not doesn't truly matter. Just say it in a way that sounds comfortable to you, and gradually you will find your YouTuber's voice. I used to, when I used to do like YouTube videos, I used to like...
None of us have that.
Yeah, exactly. When I used to start doing YouTube, like, I used to be like, what's crack-a-lackin', fellow home dogs? It's your old pal Channel Pup. Whereas, like, now I cut that shit out. I don't do that.
Start the video with that again next time.
No, fuck off. Hey, what's up? I'm Channel Pup. Rings better. No, I'm not. No, because someone pointed out it's culturally appropriating, so I don't want to do it anymore. But yeah.
What?
There you. Well, to be like,
as well,
what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your home dog. Like, no. Go on.
Oh, I think trying to sound natural as well. It's kind of a difficult thing to sort of advise, because what I find is you kind of change your delivery depending on the situation you're in. Because like take this podcast that we're doing now. I'm sort of talking fairly normally. Like I'm not really putting on a performance, let's say. Whereas if I was recording a video, I'd probably say some. Just let me pull up a quick script here that I've got in front of me. Like here's an example. I'd probably say something like, B-roll is boring. Lots of creators will just take a trailer footage or gameplay footage, slap that over the top of their narration, and be done with it. This is boring. You can show more exciting gameplay ever. Whereas if I'm talking with you guys, I'm probably going to say, look, B-roll is boring. Lots of content creators are just going to take trailer footage or gameplay footage, slap that over the top of the narration, and be done with it. This is boring. Yes, the second delivery sounds more natural, but we're on a podcast. We're not we're not on a video, so you do kind of have to change your delivery depending on what it is you're doing, and you will eventually figure it out. It just takes time and practice, unfortunately. Which
Everybody
sounds like a
has
cop-out, but
what's referred to as their YouTube voice. There are times where I'll get very passionately into film discussion with friends, and they'll be like, "You're using your YouTube voice," and it's like,
yes.
"Oh shit, I am."
Yeah. We all come across that.
There's a difference between me speaking like this, "Hey Dylan, you're a fucking piece of shit, buddy, and I hope you die," versus, "Hey, what's up? I'm Channel Pup Fanboy Supervillain. As per the usual, you can hit the Patreon link in the description below, and we're going to get onwards with the video." It's not natural, but it doesn't matter, you know? It doesn't matter. Dylan, I don't hope you die. I hope, like, someday.
Thanks,
I don't want you to outlive everyone you love, is what I mean. Like, that would be horrible.
Okay. No, I don't want to do that either, really.
He just wishes that you were a good friend.
I wish Dylan was a good friend.
Well, I guess, I don't know. If Discord stops cutting out for once, I would love to be able to hear more things.
I love Dylan.
Yeah,
I'm glad he's my buddy.
Discord's throwing a fit.
He's like a brother to me.
Oh, it's a good thing I didn't hear that. Oh.
You heard that? Come on.
Was
please tell me you heard that.
Embarrassed.
Why can't I never just be nice to people, man? I can never just be allowed to be nice.
What do you mean? That was nice. I liked that. That was good.
Anyway,
did that feel good?
Did
that
it'll
turn
take a
you
while
on?
for you to find your voice on when it comes to making videos,
No.
or if you're streaming, or if you're doing a podcast. You'll eventually find your voice.
Why the
You
fuck
don't get
not?
it
Am
right
I not
away.
pretty enough for you, huh? I really put an effort in today with this dress.
I think as well another top tip that a lot of people don't realize is listen back your recordings with a pair of headphones. Like they don't have to be the most amazing headphones ever, but try to avoid ones that you get from the pound shop because they sound like you're in a tin can. But just something
Yeah, and
that gives
also
you
watch out if you've got wireless ones as well, because latency can be really like that can be a bit of an issue while you're editing.
It's also
you might
funny,
not realize
though.
it, and your whole video's edited with a wrong timing.
It's
just
also funny though because
with the headphones you just pick up tiny things that you otherwise can't hear, even with a good set of speakers.
no two people will give you the same advice though, because well, he says listen back to your audio with
We've
headphones.
all had different experiences.
I say don't listen back to your videos or watch them back after completing them. Just get them off of the conveyor belt and throw them out. Never look back.
I feel that too sometimes, but
Just
like
never look
actually,
back.
I'm like really sick of doing the thing I'm doing. Like
So
typically, I watch things back before I render them because I don't want to do the rendering again.
No, but I'm gonna hate myself if I do that. Sorry, go on, Frank.
When they say that like you don't have to have the most like the best audio setup possible, like you really don't. For like a very long time, I think it was about 2.5 years. I was when I started my current channel, I was using a blue snowball and a pair of what do they call them? Earpods, like the Apple headphones that have like the 3.5 millimeter jack. Like I was using that for like 2.5 years. That was my setup, and it didn't sound the best, but it didn't sound terrible. And that's kind of what you're shooting for at the start.
Yeah. Well,
what's wrong with the blue snowball? Just curious.
What is it?
I think I had to do a lot just to make it sound better. It was very quiet. I think that was just the big issue.
How do I sound?
It was. You sound fine.
It's worth
Do I
noting though.
sound
With,
like I'm using a blue snowball?
with USB mics, sometimes you have
I've
to
been
get.
using a blue snowball since the beginning, and I've
Piece
not
of
changed
shit.
it.
Sometimes
Well, here's the
when you
thing.
have a USB mic, you need an external sound card as well. Sometimes depends if your computer or laptop has a good sound card.
The thing is that Dylan, you're using voice meter with it, right?
Oh yeah.
For the longest time, I was not using voice meter. I did not know about that stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm
That's
sorry,
why.
dude. I wish I had known. I would have just told you.
Well, when I started the channel, we didn't know each other. It took a few months.
Oh,
You
back
sick
then, okay.
bastard, Dylan! How could you not know him back then?
Oh, I don't know, because we only met like after.
He's supposed to be your friend.
I didn't know
goddammit.
when we met. I mean, we met like a long time ago. It was like.
I wish Dylan was a good friend.
I mean, it's got to be at least 6 or 7 years now.
That's like 3 or 4 months into starting my channel. That's when I met Dylan.
Yeah, it's been. I think it has been. Like
how many
7
months
years.
in did you meet me? Huh? Frank? Punk? You've known me since the 1960s.
I think I met you like 2 years ago.
About 6.5 years into starting my channel.
It wasn't 2 years ago, Dylan. It was like just a little under a year ago.
When was Fan Jam? Wasn't that 2 years ago?
I didn't meet Frank at Fan Jam.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about me.
No, dick. I'm talking about fucking Frank. God,
We
not
met a couple
everything's
months ago
about
playing
you,
Fortnite
Dylan.
together.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a couple of months. It was. It was.
It was.
It was not a couple of months. Shut the fuck up, Frank. It was not a couple of months. It was like.
Well,
it was more than 1 month ago.
It was 6 months.
Yeah, that's a couple.
That's not a couple. A couple is 2.
A couple is like 2 or 3.
2 is a couple. It's why they say
Fine.
couples get in free in Sonic Adventure.
A few is like 4.
A few, fine.
A few
okay, I
is
used
3.
I used
a
those
couple
2 words.
is 6 is not a few. That's half a year.
Jeez,
That's several.
God, so
That's
picky
several.
with it. I use them interchangeably. I don't care enough.
Well, don't.
Okay.
We keep reading super chats. It's been like an hour since we started.
There's been no
I'm
more
getting
super
bullied
chats
for how I say
since.
things.
Don't we
Well,
have more?
no. I mean, to be fair.
Sorry, that was the last one. I thought there were
Frank,
more that we were. I thought we were just taking like a ridiculous amount of time on this one.
Frank, you know how to get the heat off of you. There's 2 ways. 1, bring up Dylan's sandwich. 2, bring up Dylan's pronunciation of ancients. Those are your get out of jail free cards.
You mean ancient?
Dylan, you're so stupid.
I'm not giving up.
It's okay. The sandwich will live on.
Yeah, the sandwich will always be ours. We'll always have the sandwich.
I'm gonna listen to the pronunciation on Google right now, and you're all gonna eat your words.
Watch. He is going to be like, I hate this, and just leave the call.
Dave, do you know about the Subway sandwich?
Ready? It's so easy.
Do I know about what?
The Subway sandwich.
Every now and again when I listen, I do hear conversations about the Subway sandwich, but it's kind of just sort of blurred into something.
Dylan,
really
tell
know.
him what you ordered at Subway.
This was okay. So I was
do the dance, clown. Do
14
it.
years old, something like that, like 14, and I got tuna, pepperoni, and onions because
with
it
honey
sounded
mustard
good to me in that moment, and it was.
Oh, I think I vaguely remember this one, and I was sat thinking, why would you order that?
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't know. That combination was what my palate was craving, and it worked out.
Sam wasn't impressed with it either. Say the line, Millhouse.
Sam was busy dying in Sonic Rush.
But he didn't approve of it. You know, he didn't give you a big thumbs up.
I definitely saw him go like, ugh.
Yeah, it was good of Boulder
tuna, right? That's what he said.
It was good of Boulder to help me out with that.
With what? Oh, right.
I was messaging Boulder trying to get him to review what you ate at Subway.
What a guy. What a guy.
Yeah, we'll have to get
Boulder's a good friend.
Boulder is a good friend. He is my favorite pawn in this little game. But, okay, that concludes today's broadcast. Dylan, you played us in, now you play us out, motherfucker. First, ask Dave what he's doing.
Dave, what are you doing?
What, right now? I'm actually working on the on these 2 panels that I'm doing at this Sonic convention. As I said, one's on being a Sonic tuber. It's it's basically called the Sonic Tuber Seminar, and
who named
at
it?
The moment,
who came up with the name?
I think you came up with the name. Actually,
I did. I came up with the name.
It was a really good name.
We also got to shout out Seth as well. Seth Whiter.
Yes.
He's been cool.
There's so basically the reason for this one is I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what Sonic tubers actually do, as well as like the level of work that goes into it, because there's like it's basically like a big umbrella term. So I kind of wanted to talk about what goes into making a good video and good content, and as I'm going through it, I'm sort of thinking, Jesus Christ, why the hell am I doing this? Because the main thing that I'm stressing is stuff takes a long time to make, and it's very, very stressful, and you've got to be careful. Like there's several slides on your mental health and how you can sort of alleviate the stuff, because there's a slide on the actual YouTube analytics page. Just ignore that. Don't look at that, because that's awful. And there's also stuff in it about just going for walks every now and again. And then there's other stuff as well, like how to spot a scam email, because people will try and scam you when you start doing videos and they start getting noticed.
They sure do. That's the only kind of email I get these days.
Yeah,
because I actually fell for one of those back in the day, and I lost my channel because of it temporarily. But I got it back. The good folks at Team YouTube were actually very efficient in getting that back. They got it back within 3 days, which was kind of impressive.
There's other stuff as well, like different types of sponsorships you could probably get. Like there's affiliates getting free stuff or a paid ad.
Yeah,
what's better? What you should try and do. Let's see.
Well, I
there's
mentioned
another one which is really good. There's a slide which is simply entitled "People Will Hate You." People will just decide they don't like you, and for no reason. And there's stuff like how to deal with that. And there's also one of my favorite ones, which is it was a question that Nick, Game Apologist, got, but I feel like it's a question that we've all had in our way. Which is, to you, what does it feel to influence other people's opinions towards something that they haven't watched?
Fucking wrong.
And it's like, that's amazing. That's great. That's great. But yeah, so that's where I am with that one at the moment. And the other panel I'm working on is basically about Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. I originally said, it's going to be a great big overview of why those two games are awesome. And then I realized that was really too long, so I'm having to shrink that down to just things I really like about those two games, really.
Top 10 things that I hate about Sonic Adventure and why it's aged badly. Number 10, it fucking sucks. Number 9, fucking stupid.
Well, it's there's one section in it which is about the cinematography, because in the SA2 video, which Pup's definitely going to watch after this
I'm
video.
going to not immediately, but I'm going to watch it.
There's a section on that where I talk about how the cinematography is used in a cutscene between Sonic and Shadow, and I decided to revisit some of the cutscenes in the first Sonic Adventure, and there's one in Sonic Adventure's the Amy and Gamma storyline, which I actually think is pretty damn genius in a weird way. It's something that I noticed when I was paying really close attention to Gamma and Amy when they're in the jail cell. It's how they it's how they position the camera, and you can look at this yourself actually. When the camera cuts so it's looking at Amy, you don't actually see her behind the bars, but when it cuts to Gamma, he's always positioned so he's the one that looks like he's behind the bars.
Yeah, no, Sonic Adventure 1, for as jank as the animation is, has some incredible filmmaking on display.
But it's really awesome. I'm tempted actually just to change the whole panel to just the cinematography of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, just because I think it's such an under-discussed thing, but it's done so well. I mean,
Gamma's death is also like so subtle. It was one of the things where when I was watching the Adventure adaptation in Sonic X, I was like, Adventure did this better when it came to like Gamma's death, but we gotta move things on a little bit. So, Dylan, keep this outro train going. What's going on? Go on.
Frank, what are you up to?
Finishing a video eventually. I don't know. I've been procrastinating way too much.
Gotcha.
God, does this guy think he's fucking Sam or something?
No, I do it better than Sam.
Damn, those are fighting words. We gotta get Sam on here at some point, man.
You know what? Here's the thing. Like, back when I was doing the whole Sonic Tuber thing, I used to get I used to just fuck around with people who would send me these kinds of comments. I used to get ones like, "Oh, Garrulous is better than you," and may or may not have said.
Stupid.
I got a comment once saying that I was afraid.
Dylan's
of
a good friend of mine. I just like fucking around.
I mean, that's true. Right?
Wait, hang on, Dave. What?
So, you know, I don't know if this is a thing that has always happened, but when I was starting out and I was starting to get somewhat popular, i.e. people other than my mum was watching the channel, some people would respond to some very nasty stuff, like, I was just copying certain person, or I was trying to be like this person. And
wait, but what did they say about... Yeah, go on.
The one that I remember was, someone actually said, "Why are you trying to be like Channel Pop? Are you afraid of them?" Like,
Is it the accent?
My first reaction was, who's Channel Pop?
You son of a bitch!
But now I know who Channel Pop is. But what was really funny is
the accent,
they wrote this. They wrote this comment whilst you were uploading a bunch of Doctor Who videos, and I thought, I'm doing Sonic stuff. This guy's doing Doctor Who. I like Doctor Who, but I haven't done any Doctor Who videos.
This would have been when I was a tiny guppy, because back when I used to make Doctor Who videos regularly, I didn't make Sonic videos. So like,
oh wait, was it? It was either Doctor Who or Spider-Man. I can't remember, but it wasn't.
Spider-Man does have some overlap, but that's it. Like,
it wasn't purely Sonic stuff that you were uploading at the time, and I was thinking, how am I afraid of this person? They're doing stuff which is different. Yeah, they're Sonic stuff, but they're doing other stuff.
Some people cannot comprehend British accents as well. Like, it's worth noting.
Oh,
like we both have a British accent, and I've seen.
I remember Red Hot Sonic posted about that as well. Like,
Red Hot Sonic gets that a lot. Like,
rude to him over it.
Yeah, I mean, I had people say idiot. It's pronounced Emerald for like Emil, the character. It's like, yeah, buddy, when you say that name with a British accent, it's Emil. Like, that is just how it's gonna come out. So. I love America. I love Americans. Some people need to realize that there are more countries than just America. You all need to get passports.
I don't like.
Hence the slide. People will hate you. Just.
So I've had a few unique comments that are similar in that way. Well, first off, when I first started as Knuckles Channel 3 Knuckles, people thought that I was just Matt from Tails Channel who just made a brand new channel. I don't hear the resemblance, so they just assumed that I was Matt for a while. I kind of had to stop that one.
Completely different.
Yep, completely different.
What are you talking about? You sound the exact same.
Yeah, true. Exactly the same.
Literally identical. And if you disagree, you'll see.
I have bamboozled all of you. I am not Frank. I am Matt. Former owner of Tails Channel. The other one, I don't know where people got this from, but somebody complained about how I talked about a certain thing and thought they were trying to call me Premi de Remy 2.0.
Why do we always have to be like, oh, you're this person 2.0? Like, can't we just be ourselves? Like, that's
the thing. He's called Gotta Be Frank, not Gotta Be Prem, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, he wasn't Gotta Be Frank back then, but yes, no. I mean, the same thing.
But then he's called Knuckles Channel 3 Knuckles, not Gotta Be fucking Prem 3.
Gotta be Prem here.
I don't know if this is before or after the rebrand, though. So if it was after the rebrand...
Wait a minute. Wait, sorry. I just unlocked a memory. I don't know why, but this stupidest shit happened. I remember. Oh gosh, I remember a long time ago. Premi made a second channel called Premulous, I think, yes. Right? And
no!
I got people asking me. They were like, "Did you see his new channel? He's copying your username." And I was like, "Guys, first of all, garrulous is a word in the English dictionary. Second of all."
Yeah, go on.
That's what we call a suffix. That's something you can put at the end of words to change what they mean.
It's also more likely a kind of a little play on Memulous, the channel, because that's kind of more the content that he does on that channel. So it's more kind of.
I have no idea what that is, but it's weird that I got a lot of like DMs and stuff about it because I was like,
Channel Pup copies Channel Awesome, you know, like simple, you know.
That's exactly basically. It's like people just, I don't know, it's weird.
I mean,
it was like not people I know either, obviously. Like, it was not like my friends being like, hey, did you see this? It was like, just, you know.
One of my biggest fears now is because I'm moving into this, like, deep dive stuff, which, to be fair, is something I've always wanted to do for years. I've just never really had the equipment to do it. And I saw someone mention it in the chat today. Oh, Badnik Mechanics sounds a little bit like H Bomber Guy.
You do.
Yes. Oh, I saw that too.
You do a little bit
because we grew up in around the same area.
Dude, actually, you know what's funny? I haven't seen a ton of H Bomber Guy videos. It's just that they're very long. So like I've heard a lot of his voice, and now that you say that, like that is true.
It's
guys, please welcome H Bomber Guy to Sunset City.
Tell us about the copyright claims. Tell us
what's going on with James Somerton.
I don't know where he's from, where he grew up, but I know I think it's the northeast of England, which is where I grown up and lived, and also because I've had actor training, darling, and I try not to sound like I'm from Hull too much, So yeah.
Tell us more about Tommy Tallarico. Actually, Dave,
I've met him.
Dave,
do you know him?
Really?
Do you know where
Are you
I'm
very
from?
proud?
Where you're from?
Can you guess my borough based on my accent?
No, I've no idea. I'm terrible at this game.
I came from Essex. That's where I was born.
Okay.
Don't have an Essex accent though.
Tommy Tallarico. I've met him a few times, mainly at video games live things, and awesome. I gave him my copy of Terminator on Mega CD, and he has signed it. And I legitimately don't know if that means the value of it has gone up or down.
Honestly, maybe it's just worth keeping because it's fun. You know, you got it because Tommy Tallarico. You know.
I mean, there's two ways you can sort of phrase it now. It's like, oh, would you like a copy of Terminator Mega CD? Yeah, it's signed by Tommy Tallarico. Or, oh, would you like a copy of Terminator on the Mega CD? It's signed by disgraced musician Tommy Tallarico.
I think he's infamous enough to kind of justify it.
I think it would hold some value.
But we got to keep games going.
We don't. About him came out. I would love to get it signed by the actual guy who did the music on that, but he did technically lie to my face about that because he did this live stream once, and
he lied to everybody about that. I think.
Well, yeah, but he lied to me especially, so I'm especially bitter. He did this live stream from Video Games Live, and he had this chat set up in backstage. So whenever there was some music playing, he came backstage and he was talking on the live stream to people. And I said in the live stream chat, "Oh, Tommy, I was listening to your Terminator soundtrack. It's really good." And he actually said, "Why, thank you. I'm really proud of my music on that one."
It's like when people talk about Bruce Faulkner with his score for Dragon Ball Z, when he contributed very little to it.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that for a long time, and then there were a couple of videos, and you can even find. There's a lot of information that you can find on it where the majority of it was done by his team, but his name is in the credit of all of it.
Damn! Oh, I didn't know that. That's unfortunate.
I think there's a lot like that though, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, it's a fact. A lot of people just get their names written out of a lot of shit, like not just in video games either.
So we gotta.
There was that whole thing with Wizards of the Coast doing D&D stuff, and they just took a bunch of people's work a while back and didn't credit them for it.
I mean, the big thing that I'll be interested in is how much of the credits remain intact for the Sonic Generations remaster.
Oh right, yeah, because they did that for Colors as well.
We gotta keep things moving along, just because this has been the longest skeleton appearance in the world.
Oh, okay.
Just chilling out.
What are you doing, pup? Where are you?
I don't actually know what video I'm working on right now. I do want to make a video pitching a Spider-Man video game idea. That's something I'd like to do at some point. But I don't know if that's the next thing. But right now, I do have a video about Kevin Conroy's final appearance as Batman, and my last Sonic thing was a video on Sonic Adventure remakes and kind of different ways they could go about it. So yeah, that's me. What about you, Dylan? What are you up to?
I'm not 100% sure right now either what's next, because I am being very lazy this weekend. I released a video about a very nice indie game called Bobo Bay yesterday, and it's basically a Chow Garden spiritual successor. It is very cute, and even for an alpha, which you could play right now, by the way, if you go on Steam, free alpha access. It's called Bobo Bay.
Free alpha access. That means you had to pay to play it. You fucking beta male.
No, they sent me the key a day early because they wanted me to look at it.
Well, they would just fucking be.
It was a very cute game.
Then.
Oh, but before we go, I better mention this because it hasn't really been announced. It has announced. You can find it via the Year of Shadow site. You know the motorbike, the Shadow Cycle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's coming to the UK in 2 weeks.
Fucking finally. Where?
Yeah, there is a slight catch. It's going to be at Silverstone, and it's at this like a MotoGP event. You have to pay to get in, unfortunately. But it is going to be here.
Oh, that's such a hike away from me as well.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, I can't go because I'm cat sitting that weekend. But it's also a bit expensive for me to get to and from as well, so I've had to.
Not worth it just to see a motorcycle, in my opinion.
Although it would be really awesome. But yeah, it is coming to the UK.
They made Shadow the Hedgehog real.
If they can have him there, if they actually had like a guy in a Shadow mascot suit, then maybe I'd go. But
well, I'm curious as to what there's going to be because it's been the booth has been quite similar throughout the US. So I'm wondering if they are just bringing the bike or if they are going to bring the whole booth. And if they are, that kind of hopefully means it might appear at other events outside the US.
The way you say "bring the booth," or should I say "booth"? It makes it sound like they're bringing weed.
Booth.
Shadow's bringing weed with him to the Moto event. Like, that's awesome. That is something he'd do.
Well, on that bombshell.
We move, guys. Who wants the last word?
Dylan wants it.
I would love the last word.
Oh, lucky for you, I missed the ending screen and accidentally hit the live streaming screen. So get the last word while you can.
Yeah! I got the...
to life.